Hi, good morning.
Hi!
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Evening!
How
Yep.
you doing? How you doing, Trans? All good?
I'm doing good. How are you, Milk?
I'm doing very well. Doing very, very, very well. I cannot believe episode 3 of the
I
season 2
know. It's crazy.
of the Bish Bash Bosh podcast. We have to call it podcast, unfortunately, guys. Anyone
I
who's watching it
know.
because they banned us. They banned us on the name itself. How dare they? How dare they at all? We
You
are
just got a hug from Reese.
Hello, thank you so much. We'll get the chat ready. I promise you that we'll get the chat ready in a moment too, guys. Don't panic or anything like that. We will get
Your stream elements took a long ass minute to catch up with itself.
Yeah, it's taken a long delay. I don't know why, but it just decides to do it.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. To be fair, but how's your week been, Trans? All good?
It's been good. I am so proud of myself. I was so productive yesterday.
Okay.
I actually got caught up with almost all my schoolwork.
Oh, that's good. That's the main thing. That's the main thing.
I'm expecting like fireworks or good job, Trance. And all I get is, that's amazing.
Yeah. Well done. Well
Thank
done,
you.
Trans. Well done. There you
that's
go.
fine.
There you go. Trans is going to kill me after the podcast. It's
we got a hydrate coming from Reese already, starting it off right.
Oh, he's trying to drink us down.
I've got sodas. I don't know about you.
I've got 7-Up.
Thanks, Reese.
Thank you so much. So, we've had a fantastic start to the season, to be fair, because we had our discussions as we all normally do anyway. But last week we did our first ever open topic discussions, and I thought that went well. To be fair,
that was very fun.
But this time it's a little bit different. You know why? Because
it's a little bit different.
Well, you know what I mean. It's a bit different this season because we've had 2 differences, and now we've got a third difference because we've got a streamer. Finally,
we have a guest, guys. It only took us 3 weeks.
Yeah, we've done a fantastic job.
We're knocking it out the park, bro.
Yeah. Let the ballpark just like and it goes through.
Rexy, you can set it to auto so it'll take whatever is best for your computer, or you can just drop it down a little bit if you want to. Just because it's coming from 720 doesn't mean you have to have it at 720. So it's fine. Drop it to whatever you want, Rex. It's fine.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, I know. It only took 3 weeks, right, Reese?
I know. It took 3 weeks. Unbelievable scenes. But can I just say, this guy, just before we started the streaming, the podcast, he's absolutely amazing. And I will say this, and you are absolutely going to love him. Trans knows him a lot through another gaming. Another gaming scene, should we say? But I don't want to spoil it.
You just say it.
Just say GTRP on that.
I know him from the city. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. But I know a
lot of people in the city. What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to build up. Trying to build up the Bish Bash Bosh moments. But can I just say, for the first time this season, we have got the legendary, and I have to say this. I've got to get this right. If not, Trans is going to kill me, and he will going to kill me if I don't get this right. So here we go. We'll have to do this properly. I'm trying to see if he's going to time it with the drink inside. It is the Daddy Senpai. Got him.
I wasn't ready.
That was the best.
I wasn't ready.
I love it.
You got me on
it.
I got him.
He did. It was mid-swallow. Phrasing, but
that phrasing, mate, phrasing in this podcast. Even though it's up 18, but phrasing.
He did catch me mid-swallow.
Yeah, again, phrasing.
Hey!
How you doing? How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'll be fine. You know,
Yeah, all good.
near-death experience. 10 seconds in, not eager.
Oh, poor.
Thank you for that hug, Reese. I appreciate it.
There you go.
All the hugs you've been trying to give me.
Yeah, there you go, Reese. Thank you so much for that. But like I said, the Daddy Senpai, if I can pronounce it. But yeah, I got you red-handed.
You did. Red-handed.
We're sorry for technical difficulties, but he was trying to drink his wine perfectly until he got caught on podcast.
I did.
You got a hug too.
Oh, thanks for the hug, man. I appreciate it.
Like I said, I know you probably said this before the start, but we'll do it again because none of the people will not know. Are you nervous for the podcast? Are you
No.
Heard of it as well?
I have an issue shutting up, so I feel like I should fit in, right?
Ah.
Rexy Senpai stream since when?
Yeah, we'll find out soon. We'll find out.
Don't worry.
It'll be the wine streams. I'm going to call that. I'm going to call it the wine incident.
Listen, there's going to be more than one of them. I guarantee that.
Yeah, absolutely insane stuff. But it's good to have you on, and I tell you what, I know you've seen the podcast and how it all works in.
Oh yeah.
In the scenes itself, but it's going to be absolutely amazing, and I can tell this is going to be one of those best moments. I can't stop repeating because it's like best moments itself, and we're going to have the usual old formats for this week.
Yep.
And if you're not sure, where the hell have you been? You should know the
right?
podcast. I know.
Come on.
But we'll go through it
what
again.
Have you been hiding under? Come on.
Yeah, we'll find out next time.
Where were you all last year?
Yeah, absolutely.
Different city, I can tell you that much.
Touche.
That's fair. That's a fair response. 100%.
Touche. So what we're going to do is we do the usual old way format. So basically, we do the news articles to talk about the news from the PC and the console, as always, each and every single week. Segment 2 should be the build-up, or hopefully have a new part of it, which is the main discussion topic. Hopefully that will be building up to it as well. And then the third segment, which I am absolutely going to love this, and I'll say this again. Segment 3 is going to be the interviewer with the streamer. That is the Daddy Senpai as well. We told him to pick 8 numbers out of random. He doesn't know what the questions are or anything like that. And they're all related to streamers-related questions. They're not like questions of personal-wise of, oh, where do you live? Can I have your number? Etc. That type of stuff. I promise you that as well. And ask me. No, don't ask me, but ask us anything itself on the podcast.
Sure, ask Malk anything. You are welcome to ask Malk anything.
Yeah. Section 4, which Reese said we'll have lots of targeted questions, unfortunately for trans, which she has been for the last 2 weeks.
I know.
And we're hopefully not.
I'm expecting it.
Hopefully not.
And Tactical, I knew you would want to join us because we had Senpai with us, so I knew you would want to join. That's why I was like, I need to send him a link so he can come and join. So
no worries.
He didn't know at all.
Reese, I'm not even going to ask that question right here. I'm not going to ask that question.
Oh, I'm hearing some echo. I'm not from who it's from.
Not from me. Not from me. I am perfectly fine. And Ruth has said the same question, which I'm not even going to say on the stream as well.
MRTK.
So, but like I said, we'll go straight into the news articles, which will be the first one, as we always do, the PC console news itself. So basically, this should be the articles that Trans Legendary has got all the info of all the articles. The main ones that were the you do all the hard work to get the articles.
I do a lot of the articles, yeah.
Yeah, you do a lot, to be fair, and I'm just chilling, being a host with the most itself. It's class, to be fair.
He lets me do all the hard work, guys.
Somebody's got to do the homework.
Oh, shut up.
There's always that one guy in the group, the group project who gets by without doing anything.
Yeah, it'll be like, hey, how you doing? on there. That's it. But yeah, it's just Trans legendary. Absolutely, Reese. Absolutely. But yeah, I'll let Trans do the news articles to build up to it because she's been eager to at least one of the articles anyway. So check it out as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the main discussion topics. And I'll let Trans do all of it, to be fair. So, Trans, over to you.
I can do all the news. He's doing this because he wants to be the one to interview Senpai. That's what it is.
Yes, absolutely.
He's like, you do news. I got the interview. All right, kind of. It's okay. I'm cool with this. All right, so starting off today, we have for the first news article, Elden Ring has finally gone gold. This comes from IGN. And no, I did not cover about Legends Arceus. I don't do opinion features. I try not to. I try and do like different ones. Okay. So what does it mean when we say Elden Ring has gone gold? Oh, I'll have to do my stretch and posture check in just a minute. Hang on. It means that the master version of the game has been finalized and has been sent off to be turned into digital and disc-based copies. Ooh. Everything is on track for the game to be released on February 25th after having been pushed back a month before when it was originally supposed to release on January 21st. The team is also working on a day one patch to ensure that the release goes as planned and as smoothly as planned. Elden Ring has also been raised to Steam's most wish-listed game, beating out Techland's Dying Light 2, which held that spot for 12 consecutive months. Teaser content has already begun circling around the internet, including the environment and boss footages, as well as the leaked version of the character creator and a whole bunch of other things that I didn't even get a chance to get into. So that's our first topic today. So guys, what do you guys think? I'm going to do a stretch while y'all are talking, okay? Stretch.
We're just waiting for Trans to do the stretch.
This is from Reese and a posture check. So I gotta fluff my pillow. Pillow fluffing in progress.
So I couldn't possibly sit up any more straight than I am right now because the chair I'm sitting in.
I'm sitting
well,
on the
floor. I have
a
lumbar, so it kind of makes me sit up straight.
Yeah, I am sitting on the floor, mate, with
there we go.
My back.
Good.
On to be fair, as you can tell from that itself. So, looking at the game itself, Elden Ring, I mean, it's the master version of the game has been finalized, and then to be turned into digital and disc-based copies. I think that's good for people who love the Elden Ring series itself. But again, I mean, I don't want it. I keep saying this every week. I just hope that the guys don't mess up with like the build up to it, and then it's like saying, oh, this GTA RP or this game or something like that. Oh, this is hyped up, and then all of a sudden, I'm not saying GTA RP is rubbish or anything. I love it, to be fair, but I'm just saying like some games where you build up to a hype and then you all of a sudden you go down.
See, I think the big issue with that too is Amazon and New World, right? That had such a big build up and just didn't hold up to the hype from everything that changed.
Yeah,
100%. And that's our biggest concern because we've talked about different games that have gone through that process.
Yeah.
Over the course of the time, because we've been covering a lot of the E3 releases from last year too that were supposed to be coming this year and next year. Well, last year and this year, I guess, is now because we're talking about in the past. But I know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we've been watching a lot of that, especially Elden Ring, because it's made by the people who make Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And Dark Souls is it's a really hard ass game, but people love it.
Oh, I'm a fan myself.
So yeah, I mean, so it's made by From Software, so it's gonna be the same company. And they said it's kind of like it's a lot like Dark Souls in its own way. But there's been so much hype, and everybody was so bummed to know that they were pushing back the release. But I'm glad that they did, because now they're on track to get everything out on time and on point, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited that they're actually on task. They're actually releasing footage, getting the hype up. Hi Vanilla, welcome to the stream. All the love to you. Thank you for joining. So I'm really happy about that for me, because I am excited, because when I saw the trailer for Elden Ring last year, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing. So and you can even ask if you rewatch the streams from last year. I think it was episode 3 was our E3 episode, and I was like, wow, this trailer is like, this game looks gorgeous. And then there was so much that happened, and it got pushed back, and we just been watching it and keeping an eye on it because it does look like a very promising opportunity for a new game to coming out. So.
Definitely surprises me that it passes up Dying Light 2, though, because everybody I know has been talking about Dying Light 2 since like right after the game first came out. The first one came out.
Just passed up Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 was most wishlisted for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
And now it just surpassed that as becoming the most wishlisted game on Steam. RTK goes, I have Bloodborne downloaded on my PS5, but I'm actually too scared to start playing it. I've heard it's really, really good. So,
it is. It's just gritty. Dark Souls in general is a little gritty, and so to say something that's, a little grittier than Dark Souls, kind of says something for it.
Nice.
He goes, hey Xander, cover MO2.
Listen, that's my plan. I wanted to bring that up at some point.
Oh, we'll find out in the question section. It's or maybe you have to do it through the updates on GTRP. With the side notes.
And Reese says, yeah, episode between 1 and 22. It was 1 and 20. Thank you, Reese. It was 1 and 20.
What was it
Don't give us 2 extra weeks there. It took a while, but yes, it was episode 3. It was JD. It was with JD.
JD was to episode 2.
He was episode 2. Then he was episode 3 with us.
Episode 3
was our E3 episode.
I'm sure that it Slave.
Oh, was it SV?
SV was F1. It was the F1 edition. I remember that because we was talking about F1 a lot. I remember that. To be fair, there's quite. I think it might be episode 4 or 5. I think because we had to do it separately.
E3 was episode 3. I remember that.
I mean, it was E3. It might as well be episode 3.
Yeah, because I said it was E3 on episode 3. Remember I made a joke about it last year? I did. So T goes, yes. And RTK says, scared as in don't want to get my cheeks clapped 30 times fighting the first boss. T goes, looks like you need a 4th camera there. Who's going to need the 4th camera? What the heck, man? Are you joining us? Come on. Reese goes, yeah, the last 2 weeks makes 22 total episodes. No, it wasn't. Because 22 episodes. I guess that makes sense. 20 episodes last year, and then the 2 weeks this year. So I guess it makes sense. And Luke goes, RTK Soulsborne games be like that.
I mean, they do. The third one, like Dark Souls 3, by far, I think the best Dark Souls in general. But I mean, also, honestly, the easiest one.
T, you are welcome to join us at some point if you start streaming. Like, no lie. You are welcome to join us.
But basically, what Trance is saying is, get here, right now. Do it now.
He doesn't have the link.
He doesn't have the link. Sort it out. No, I'm not going to say properly. Sort it out. Sort it out with the link itself.
Vanilla goes, sometimes you have to embrace cheeks getting clapped.
Whoa.
I mean, hey, Vanilla's not wrong.
Have you two played any of the Souls games yourself, like to completion?
I played a bit of Dark Souls, but I haven't I promise for me, I'll play it for a bit and then it's been a while since I last played it, so then I'll be like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
No, I'll just put it back. To be fair, it's just a while, isn't it?
Definitely. Now, so going ahead with embracing getting your cheeks clapped, there's an item, a way to leave messages for other players if you're playing online. And people will lie to you and basically like imply that you can make these jumps or do this thing and just put you to get one shot or like fall to your death. Yeah. And it is probably my favorite part because the community can be toxic at times, but they're also some of the funniest people you're ever going to see.
I have not played it, but I know a lot of people who have. I mean, it sounds amazing though, from what they told me.
It's more unique though with those special people as well, like the funny people as well. It's just insane stuff. What's happened there? Oh, whoa, RTK! I cannot believe that.
So mean, RTK. It's a good thing we know you love milk. She goes, crouch to dodge boss. Yeah.
Listen, whatever your evade button is.
Right here. Love it. Love you too, man. Love you too, Reese. You're amazing. Basie, welcome, buddy. Oh, we got so many people in my chat. I'm so happy. I love it. I love it.
Yo, Basie, how you doing?
Hi,
Yo,
Basie.
nice. Yeah. But yeah, RTK, we'll have some words after the podcast itself. But yeah,
I expect that was coming.
yeah, yeah. I'm smiling now. Trying to be smiling on the podcast.
Burn now.
Yeah,
Burn now.
burn now. My mess. Tactical says my message lied. You just died to a frontal cone swing.
That's what it is. It's literally because it's like pre-generated words that you can put into the message. It'll just say crouch here or jump here or false wall, and then it's not going to be a false wall. It's going to be an enemy coming to one-shot you. Then you lose all your souls because you can't get back to that place to grab them.
Yeah, Reese, y'all definitely keep things jumping around here for real.
Yeah, keep your chat not empty. Yeah, thanks, Reese, for that. Vanilla says, "Go have some words later." Saucy. Not what you're thinking, Vanilla. Not what you're thinking. But have you guys got any more with the article itself? Like your thoughts of it, or any more?
No, I'm just happy that they are on track this time. I'm glad that it's actually going through and everything's going according to their plan, and they're able to release all the hype stuff that they've been able to release. So I'm really happy about that. That makes me excited because we were worried that they were going to get pushed back again. Remember we were talking about that, and I'm glad that they didn't. I'm glad everything worked out. So it's going to be amazing, and I'm super stoked about Elden Ring. Seriously, it looks amazing.
Them having that patch at the ready for launch day is also smart, because how many games, and even Dark Souls 3, funny enough, was a victim to it, where you couldn't play online for like the first 2 or 3 days the game was out, unless you did the whole LAN thing where you connected to your Xboxes or your PCs that way and played together. But if you weren't doing that, you couldn't play, and it was the same with each one of the downloadable content packs that came out for the Souls franchise. You just could never, the servers couldn't handle
it. Reese goes, "What kind of words we talking about?"
I'm not. No disclosure.
You can imagine.
Basis says, "I'm scared it's going to be too much like Dark Souls, as I'm shit at dodging." Yeah, it's just that's the problem though with the games.
It's a fair concern.
It is, to be fair. It's very hard to explain really, because you just don't want it to like decide. And Howard.
Oh my god.
Again, we'll have some words with you after Tactical. Nothing what you're thinking of as well. Reese,
I talk to him daily, so
you should go to. I tell you what, guys, you are absolutely legendary. But why are you killing me on this when I said sort it out?
I just want to know how you're going to sort it, more so than what you're actually sorting.
Lecture me about your Midlands.
Let's hope it's not too hardcore, Basie says. And Tactical says, it's rank 2, don't worry.
I'm worried that this podcast is going from soft to hard in one moment itself.
And I had to say phrasing when I made the swallowing comment, but he goes soft to hard and doesn't say phrasing.
Yeah. I had to try and say quick. You did that for me, but thanks for that. But yeah, mad scenes, to be fair. No, it's just regarding this, for the guys who love like the Dying Light series or the Elden Ring itself. It's going to be great for the guys who have been waiting for ages. I'm saying this for ages, since like the E3 series, and I know Trance is eager to get it as well.
Yeah.
She's been waiting for that download page to say itself, and we're sorry about this. Yeah, so she's been waiting, desperate for this.
Oh, we got another hydrate from Reese, and Tactical goes, both me and Xander on there would be a disaster. Yes, 100%. You are completely right, Tactical. That would be a major disaster.
Legendary.
Or a super epic success. One of the two.
It's a crossover you guys didn't know you needed.
Yeah, we needed that, mate. We absolutely need that, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's going to be absolutely epic, and I'm hoping that, again, with new games coming out, I just hope they don't balls it up. That's all I'm going to say. Unless I'm mistaken, I've seen games, especially like trailers for movies or anything like that, they'll get hyped up. Oh my god, that's a cool game. Oh, that's a cool movie. And then you play it and you do watch the movie itself, and you're like, well, this is shit itself. And you think,
Yeah, and there's
wow.
movies like that too. So
Yeah.
you're like,
And you
and they get only thing they show you is the best scenes.
Oh,
Just to catch
yeah.
you. Now you're gonna go watch the movie and it's shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
mad
God,
scenes.
no. Reese goes most likely the first, and RTK goes, let's say hypothetically I spam stretch. Does it turn into a workout routine?
Yes.
Let's not. Let's
Yes.
not. Matrix,
RTK.
you are
Yoga at
sad,
that
man.
point.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry that it was not did not live up to your expectations, Tactical. I have not seen it, so
Absolutely insane, to be
I'm with
fair.
you, Basie.
But yeah, it should be good, to be fair. I can't wait for it. But we've got another one coming up for the
Yes.
articles itself. So, Trans, do you want to carry on as normal?
Article number 2. Dark Souls servers.
Don't swear.
shut-
Don't swear.
What?
You put 2.
2. Okay,
Two.
I
You
fixed
went
it.
not
I
that.
fixed it.
That's peace.
Dark
That's
Souls,
peace.
I know you
Thank
told me
you.
that before.
Yeah.
Dark Souls server shut down after exploit allows attackers to access players' PC. Now, this comes from GameSpot. It's okay. It's all good. An exploit has been found by a player of the series that was able to access it and had to stream it so the dangers could be seen and attention brought to the problem. The Grim Sleeper streamed the exploit and took over his own computer to show how easily the exploit could be executed to control a player's PC remotely. From Software took notice this past Sunday and sent a tweet to the players that the servers would be shut down while the exploit was being investigated. The exploit seems to have come from some data mine code for Elden Ring, and the community that found the exploit has done nothing malicious with it and has chosen instead to bring it to the attention of the devs so that it can be fixed, which is being done now. So there you go. It's interesting that this comes from data mined code for Elden, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So good and bad on From Software here. But I'm glad that the community decided instead to bring it to the attention of the company. Oh my God, Basie redeemed me, no cursing. Okay. All right. Here we go. 5 minutes of no cursing, guys. 5 minutes of family friendly for 10 minutes? Oh gosh. Okay. Oh,
we're
God.
sorry. We're sorry for Trans not mentioning any swear words during this time.
I will try my best. Okay, I will try my best.
That is.
It's a good thing
unbelievable.
that the community decided that they wanted to bring it to the attention of the developers for the actual company to fix it. Because if it was in the wrong hands, oh gosh, Basie, oh my goodness.
No.
Yeah. So if it was in the wrong hands, it could have been used in a very malicious way. So I'm glad that the player said, okay, this is a problem and we need to resolve it, and streamed it so it could be seen. And I'm glad that the software developers actually took notice of this. So what do you guys think about it on y'all's end?
I'll tell you what, we'll mention to the new streamer.
Go for it.
I mean, the fact, like I mentioned, the community for Dark Souls can be great and toxic, and I think it shows how good they can be that when they find something as malicious as that, they turn around and they do bring it up to the developers. And the developers acted on it pretty fast, unlike how many other companies have just kind of let things fall apart around them. Like, how long did it take Sony to get their act together when they got hacked, years ago with the PlayStation 3? And that was a big deal because of all that information. And then, people just can find ways to get into software. And with the game company taking its time to immediately go fix, what is it, like a 7-year-old game at this point, to
Yeah.
hop in there and immediately take servers down to start fixing stuff.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
definitely good on them.
And with the PS4,
Yeah.
I remember those days where it happened twice in 2 years with the Christmas, where everyone was having their break, everyone's relaxing, finishing work, everyone's doing it, and then some idiot decided to let's hack PlayStation and never have anyone to have fun during online. And
we have a
did get
hydrate
back.
from Tactical, by the way, guys.
Oh, okay. And we'll never have any fun until we get back after the new year to give you back online features itself. And you're thinking, I understand they're trying to prove a point or trying to do ransom stuff as well, but in this scenario for Dark Souls, I think it's good personally if it's not to exploit too much. But yeah, it's just mad. It seems, to be fair. RTK.
I got 2
Unbelievable.
stretches and 2 posture checks. So we're doing that right now. Stretching my back, stretching my arms, and then 2 posture checks. Okay. Good. Done and done. And done and done.
Yeah, RTK, legendary as always. But yeah,
I can't say it.
yeah, I'm not saying it.
I did not. I did not. Reese, I did not swear.
That's my point, though, and Basie made a good point, though. Like, I was a Microsoft player, so like, shame on you guys. You stuck by Sony from when you were 6.
Yeah,
It's like those people who were like 6 and decided on their career when they were in kindergarten, that actually followed through with it. Those are the Sony players.
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys, I have like 5 stretches. I don't know what I'm going to do for 5 stretches. Okay, I'm stretching. Okay, I stretched my arms already. I stretched my back. I don't know what else to stretch. We'll just do it again.
If you hear any bones cracking, that needs to be sorted as soon as possible. To be fair.
1,
Like I said, they
Ow.
keep giving it to you. It's eventually just going to turn into yoga, and you'll be limber.
2.
Yeah.
I'm not standing up. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, star jumps, press ups. And
3.
we're coming to do the commentary now for all the stretching. Trans is trying everything she can to do the stretching, but
I'm
she's
not
not.
doing it.
She's not doing the standing up, guys. She's not standing up for this. So she's trying her very hardest now, and
Four.
I do not know what the hell she's doing, but she's saying 4.
How
I
did you back?
I did not see that one bit at all. Now we see the 4th one. There we go. To be fair,
I'll give her like a 6
Oh!
out of 10.
a 6 out of 10.
That's 5. There we go. All done.
Yeah. Right. And we'll do the announcements of the
I am
points
not.
later on during the stream. Unfortunately, that is not going to be an answer afterwards. Reese is trans scamming her viewers out there. Unbelievable scenes, to be fair.
I did extra stretches, by the way. Extra stretches. Thank you.
Extra stretches. We need to do some
I
extra.
stretched and then I pulled my arm further.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, going back to the topic itself, I mean, yes, there is some good and bad. Like, yes, it's bad that they've found out a reason to hack to the server, but in a good way, it's luckily that it's from the community. That's not, even though it's as Tyler said it earlier on, it's mainly to the dark souls, it was the toxic side of stuff. But there is some friendly people that want to help and make people do not ruin people's lives at stake, especially when privacy around like on the PC world and everything like that. It's really dangerous at this moment in time. Vanilla says it's a testament to a good game when a consistent community, when it's still being played enough to notice something. Yeah, that's true. Tactical says, give me points back. This is a scam. We have to
No, it's not.
sort it out with Trans after the podcast. Reese says, can you refund all my redeems to this stream, please? I can't do that, mate. It's Trans who has to sort that out. RTK says, I'm a bad mod. I don't know how. Bad mod. I don't know how. I'll just sit here. I don't know, mate. I do not know. Can you?
Okay, guys. In a little bit, I'll stand up and like do a toe touch. How about that? Does that make you feel better?
Unfortunately,
I can't do it on cam.
We do sorry for the people who are listening on the podcast through audio. We have to do it through the actual commentary itself. So we'll have to try and do that. Yeah, we're sorry about that, guys. We're so sorry about that. But yeah, if you've got any more from that article itself, you got any more theory of it? Do you think that's a good way that they've done it, exploited that way, or do you think they should not have done that at all, personally?
I'm glad that they brought it to the attention. I'm glad that they streamed it so that people could see how dangerous it could be and how easily it could be used. I'm glad that the person who found it said, this is an issue, this needs to be fixed. And From Software said, okay, we're going to fix it. The exploit's been around for a while, but it wasn't brought to their attention, so they didn't get a chance to actually, get in there and say, okay, this is the problem. This is where we're having the issue. We're going to fix it. But now they are, which I appreciate a lot. That means a lot. That says a lot about the community. Like you were talking about, this is a lot about the community. That says a lot about the company and how they listen to the feedback of their players. That's an amazing thing to me because so many companies don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's just trying to help each other out, and at the same time, you don't want anyone to, as I said earlier on, you don't want anyone to hack into your PC side of thing as well, and you don't want to ruin people's lives at the same time, and it's just really annoying to be fair, and to be honest, I just want all of us just want to have a good time, just enjoyable. But there's some bastards out there that just want to ruin people's lives at the same time. To be fair, that's my opinion anyway. From hacking on the games itself, or try and glitch their way to try and redeem points or something stupid.
Yeah.
See,
To be fair.
sometimes, and in certain circumstances, and depending on what you're doing, the chaos is always at an added enjoyment, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
had my fair share of people on Dark Souls, and anybody who's played the Souls series in the chat, I'm sure could agree that more often than not, you'll get people who have like infinite mana or like infinite health that kind of join in and invade your world to try and kill you. And to me, it just becomes a great game of hide and seek, and you just try and hide and kick them off a ledge. That's the only way you're get rid of them. But when it comes to something like this, the chaos isn't
That
as
works.
great.
It just reminds
RTK
me.
goes, I shall organize a strike against the tyranny of trance. Oh my gosh, guys.
Oh, poor.
I love you
Trans.
guys. Y'all are
Poor.
amazing.
But yeah, it just reminds me of playing Super Mario 64. You know, the penguin scene as well, with the little baby penguin, and you'd like, "Wah," and then you just accidentally drop by accident on the ledge. I've seen people do it as well. They just drop the baby on the edge. I'm like, why do people do
Why
that?
would you do that to the penguin?
Listen, if you heard that thing's cry, you do it to the penguin too. It's obnoxious.
It
But
ca-
it's cute.
It's just like an
if
ugly
you-
octagon. It's a Nintendo 64. That's pretty much all they were working with.
yeah.
That's true. Reese goes, hashtag no more trans. I'm on cancel culture now, guys. I'm sorry.
Cancel. You're cancelled.
Apparently, no more trance, according to Reese.
No.
You would cry if I quit streaming, Reese. You know you would. You'd miss me too much.
I would cry right now if you
I know
left.
you would.
Now, don't ever do that
No,
at all, Trans.
I will not. Don't worry.
Please. I'm so sorry, mate. I bet you think we're nutters on this stream itself of the podcast.
Aw, Daisy. Hashtag more trans. Thank you.
There we go. There we go. Absolutely. More trans. Absolutely. But
Love you guys.
yeah, this. I think we've talked about it. I mean, yes, people want to hack because they just cannot be asked to like go through all the story mode, and they just want to have all the powers and everything, which is kind of understandable. But when you got people who could potentially ruin your life in a way, then there's a consequence. There's a problem itself. Yeah, it needs sorting. I don't think you can get away from it because new technology comes in every single week, every single day, every single minute. We never know. But people can just hack into anything these days, and it's just like, even if you had like one of the most secret place that you cannot hack at all, and it's like billions and billions and billions and billions of hacked codes, you still get in by the pure luck, and you just can't win at all. To be fair, Basis says the modding community are getting just as bad as the hackers these days. And Reese says, get your shit sorted. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
100%.
But yeah, I do agree, basically, with that. I mean, it's like everywhere you go, it's just like, oh, can you hack into your PC? Yeah. Can you log in? Yeah. But that's not you hacking into your PC. People hack into your PC itself in mad scenes. But it's just stupid. Just people just sort the stitch out. And just leave us alone. Just enjoy our games itself.
RTK goes, Dark Souls is a game for true gamers, and if you as a casual feel the need to hack to enjoy the game, you should leave. I love that. I love that mentality. Just go.
Just get out.
We don't want you.
See, I've been stuck on what Basie said, right? Because all my brain thinks back to is all the horrific stuff I've seen from Fallout 4 and Skyrim, like modders, because they have like the ability to do almost whatever they want in those games. I mean, there's some great stuff, right? You play in Skyrim, you think you're fighting dragons, and Thomas the Tank Engine comes in, and like, that stuff's fun. I love that stuff. But like, they take it too far all the time.
Yeah, they do.
I've seen the one with the Thomas the Tank on Resident Evil PC mod. That is some weird shit, but that's funny at the same time as well.
Definitely.
Have you not seen it, Chance? At all, the Resident Evil. So I can't remember the big guy's name on the remake a Resident Evil 2, but he was just coming in and just try and chase. I think it was the girl. I think it's Claire. I think it was.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. And instead of that big bold guy, tall and tries to kill you, it's like Thomas the Tank Engine. Choo choo. Oh, no, Nemesis. That's the one. I think it's Nemesis. I think it was.
Tactical's got you back. No.
Yeah. Thanks, Tactical. Big daddy Nemi.
Tactical. RTK goes, my PC trying not to explode as I try to run Skyrim with 600 sex
Yeah,
mods.
that was what I was getting at without saying it. See, he mentioned it. I just wasn't going to say it.
You can't.
Hey, we're
I mean,
mature content. It's okay.
yeah,
it's
we're
fine.
mature like
cheese.
cheese.
Like cheese.
Hey, trans. Those are my words.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I'll let you say your words. Go ahead.
No.
Vanilla.
But it's vanilla. I'm not saying that out loud on this podcast. Unbelievable.
I mean, I'm around, right? It could be warranted. It's in the name.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Daddy, chill.
See, that's not the first time he said that to me, though. That's the thing.
Oh, God.
There is no script. You should know this by now.
Reese. I'll tell you what, this is insane. What the hell is even that? Well, you'll find. Well, I'm not saying one word there, RTK, at all. I'm so lucky I'm not on there. Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna have to get Tactical on here just as a guest, not even as a streaming guest, but just as a guest because he's pretty crazy. He's awesome. He is. Absolutely love Tactical.
Is he
But
from the city as well? Is he from the
He's
city
from the
as well?
city as well.
No.
Tactical, should I tell them? Should I tell them Tactical? Tactical is actually the guy who plays Olivia's boyfriend in City.
Okay. We'll
Who
get
doesn't
some
wear
side.
seatbelts?
It doesn't wear
Who doesn't wear
seatbelts, apparently. Oh God, you guys! You're so funny.
I'll tell you what, the chat is going mental.
I love it. I love it. It keeps things awesome.
Yeah. RTK. I don't know. I'll just work it. Tactical. I have a cam. Yeah. Tactical. I have a cam.
What did Cam do? Tactical. Alright. Why don't you get back on track with the news?
Wait, I got one question.
Yeah.
How much does the hydrate thing cost in the
God,
the
RTK.
chat?
No. Hydrate, it's 200 points.
So if I almost had 3K, should I just drop them all on the same thing over and over again?
Okay, I am outside of my 10 minutes, so oh shit. I've been watching. It started at like 3:30.
5
It's got a cooldown. There was a cooldown.
We planned this on the last episode. We
the
knew this was going to happen. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. Y'all
Just
so
start
crazy.
slowly. Listen, I mean, it's like a third of the way down.
Y'all crazy.
I tell you what, insane stuff, to be fair. We've got 2 more articles going. Halfway.
We're halfway there.
We've done 45 minutes, so that's a good start already.
We're holding on there slowly.
Slowly.
All right, so article number 3, guys. Twitch rolls out a new way for streamers to make money. This also comes from GameSpot. We got a lot of articles from GameSpot today. Twitch released and then removed a blog post talking about a new way for streamers to make reliable monthly income by streaming a specific amount of hours. I caught this when it was originally released. So what I'm going to tell you guys, this article was updated, but it's all pretty much the same as it was before. With the post removed, it begs the question whether the program will launch at all or if there are changes to be made to the program prior to launch. The original post announced that the ad incentive program would present personalized offers to select streamers. Streamers will need to stream a certain number of hours while running ads. They have a specific set of hours for you. From the article, Twitch said, quote, Twitch said, "We know how important reliable monthly income is to creators. That's why today we're introducing predictability into a revenue source that rarely provides it, ads. The goal is simple, help you earn a more predictable monthly income through ads with no ceiling on earning potential. No more guesswork when it comes to your monthly ad payouts. No more fiddling with ad timing. We want to free creators from additional management responsibilities so you can focus on doing what you love with the community you love," the post read, end quote. I know, that's a great idea, guys. I'm with you on that. Once accepted, the streamer would have the ads manager set up to the rate detailed in the incentive program. When they have streamed the minimum number of hours, they would collect their payout at the end of the month, just like they do for everything else. And this option is available to affiliates as well as partners. So hopefully they do it. Hopefully they go through with it, because it's a really, really good idea for those people who want to have more revenue coming in, and it's make it regular monthly at revenue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think even for go ahead.
no,
Reese
no.
redeemed
I
to
feel bad.
hydrate while we're
Feel bad.
thinking about it, guys.
Oh, I
Oh.
drank already. You were in the middle of your I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh.
Yeah, Daddy, I'll listen to me. Oh my God,
Yeah.
tactical.
But what was I going to say? I mean, it benefits Twitch a lot too, because if it incentivizes people to stream, that's just going to bring more people to the platform and
Yes.
more revenue for them overall, which is really what they're going for there, because they're not going to lose all that much on smaller streamers that are slowly building themselves up. What'll hurt them is when the big guys come in and start doing stuff like that.
That's the problem. That's the problem, though. It's like if you're a newcomer or a returning newcomer. I feel like a returning newcomer itself, or a return person, just comes back in and just like, oh yeah, let's start doing the best payouts, because you got YouTube, you got Facebook, who are all trying to do the payouts. I'm not sure if the payouts are good or it's very hard to get, but Twitch is just trying everything they can to get try to get as much streamers as possible, like they did with
Yeah.
Yes.
Mixer and all the other series itself.
Yeah, it stands.
but-
I'm pretty sure that YouTube currently has it's the hardest way to grow. Well,
It
under
is.
Facebook, obviously, but I think YouTube, as it stands, has the best payout. From the research that I did into it, but
Yeah,
it's you can't host or do a lot of some of the smaller things that you're capable of doing on Twitch or other platforms, which makes it harder to grow. Even if you have friends who are shouting out your stream, you can't send people there to help them out and
Yeah.
raid and stuff like that.
Basie says it would save on taxes also, which I'm with you on that 100%. Tactical says, I'd love to start streaming, and that would help me a ton. You'd have to reach affiliate program first, and then you'd be able to take advantage of it. Yeah.
yeah.
And Reese said, I would watch to Tactical. I would too. Also, would love to see you on Bish Bash Bosh. Of course, we would love to have you on here, Tactical, even if just as a guest. We might just need to get Tactical on here as a guest, whether or not he starts streaming. We should just get him on here just for the hell of it.
And then
RTK goes, if they just pour in the Jeff Bezos tax money, he's been dodging anyway. And Basie says, if Twitch takes care of all that side and acts more like an employer, then it's a lot easier, which I 100% would agree with you on as well. And Luke thinks that he's heard that Facebook has the most generous payouts. I don't know, because I didn't look into it. When I started on Twitch, I never left. So, I mean, I had hiatuses, but I didn't actually stop streaming on Twitch when I did start streaming. So,
yeah.
Get him in here today? No, not today, Reese. We'll make plans.
No, we got to be professional, guys. We got to be professional. So, to be fair, even though we try our very best on the podcast itself.
Mine and Senpai's look were like, what?
I'm just trying to be professional.
Malk, of all the things that we describe us as, professional is not really one of them. I mean, to a point, maybe, but that's about it.
To a point.
It stops.
Yes. Yeah.
We just keep going.
I'll give it to you. The introduction was pretty professional. Cutting to me when I had the bottle of wine in my mouth, not as much, but you know.
See, I was trying to catch
That was all him. That was all him. He's the one man with the power over here.
Yes, get in.
But that's okay, Reese, because everybody loves the fact that the stream is so laid back and fun. That's one thing we love about it too, is we can enjoy doing it because we have a good time doing it.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah,
absolutely. Professional, absolutely. Vanilla says, sounds good on paper. Worst case is companies having more control on how their ads are administered and provided. Yes.
Yeah.
Reese, I cannot turn off Trance's camera because you won't hear her.
Yeah, if he takes me out of the stream, you won't see me at all, and you won't hear me or nothing. And I'm not cutting my camera off, so you can just deal with it, Reese.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both mature content tactical. We just don't go to a certain point of immaturity, but we have fun. We let the freedom to have fun. That's the thing about
absolutely, absolutely. As long as you have fun, that's all that matters. That's the main thing. And it's good in the hood, as we
So
always
I
say.
think that if they get the ad incentive program up and running, that would be a really good thing. Especially considering that me and you, Malk, are still considered small streamers.
Yes.
Even with the communities we've built, even though I'm going on 500 people for followers, we still are considered small streamers. So it would be good for us as affiliates as well as the partners to be able to get the extra income that way. If I can just remember to run ads. That's my problem.
Yeah, but you have to time it well, to be fair. Like, you don't want it to run every half a minute. You'd be like, oh, this stream's crap. It's got ads every 30 seconds. Like, oh, sorry. Like, boom, boom.
Dang, Reese, that followage. Oh my gosh, 5 months? Oh my God. RTK goes, just do hourly ads. Call it top of the hour. Good point.
Top of the hour, sunshine.
Welcome to my ad stream.
Yeah, absolutely tactical. Absolutely. But what's your thoughts on this, to be fair, in general?
What's your thoughts on the fact that they posted it and then removed it? How about that?
Yeah, see, removing it's where it gets a little sketchy. And I noticed a little further down, somebody mentioned them having further control over, ads and that type of thing. And I see, the caution there. And it's a cautionary tale because Twitch has had a lot of bad press over the last year and a half, especially with the influx of streamers because of the pandemic. And, this could also hurt that, but at the same time could also be a way to encourage more people to start doing it because it offers them more stability. When it comes down to it. And stability is key right now with everybody losing their jobs and things constantly going in and out of being an issue. It's just, it can help. There is a benefit to it, but it has to be monitored to some extent because they'll be in the same boat where they just start cutting into other people's profit.
Yeah.
See how it goes. I mean, it's just the problem is obviously we're all still small streamers and we'll never forget you guys at all. We never forget you guys at all. Because even if we were massive, like getting to the top, we will never forget any of you guys because that's how it all started. That's what people should remember.
Oh gosh, yeah. And I've always said that I absolutely love my community, and no matter how big my community gets, I love you guys. Every last one of you that are in my community are amazing. And the fact that you guys come back week after week to watch our show or come back week after week for my streams or Malk streams are just, it's amazing. And I love it. I love that you guys support us like that.
Absolutely.
Oh, I got a big hug from Reese. Thank you for that hug. Big hug back to you, Reese. But I'm an affiliate with Cherry Fritters.
Cherry Fritters. Ledge. Vanilla.
Love it. Love
Absolute
it.
legend. Oh, thanks, Reese. Thank you so much for the hug. Legendary. RTK says perhaps they don't want small streamers to feel pressure to stream overtime in a way just so they can earn some money. I don't know. I mean, you got a point there. It's a good point,
RTK.
though.
Seriously.
It's like saying, oh, do you want to do some overtime? No, mate. But do you want to do some streaming? Yeah. Can you do overtime? No. But you could get some money. Oh, really? Yeah. So it kind of balances it out. It just depends on in the mood from yourself, and also at the same time you've got to be at your very, very best. And also, it's just mainly to, you don't want to do a stream of overtime and you think, hi guys, how you doing?
Yeah.
One of those depressing modes. You don't want that because the vibe will get to the viewers and it will pour them out. Do you know what I mean? It's just not the same. You want to be at the very top, 110%, no matter what. As long as you're there, do the streams. If you're not that 110%, don't risk it for a biscuit. And I'll tell you that now. to be fair, because yeah, I've seen people try their best to go through it, uh, and it's brought a negative effect. I don't know about you guys that you've seen from the different streams or anything like that you've been watching. Not from us. We're
Well,
super cool.
that's why, yeah.
Okay.
That we never stream if we're not up to it.
Yeah.
I've quit streams because I wasn't feeling up to it. I've said, guys, I'm just not feeling it today. I don't want to bring you guys down. I want us to be a good place. I want us to be a place for all of us to enjoy ourselves. So I'm just going to call the stream today. I don't stream if I'm not feeling up to it, but I have seen streamers that try and push, to try and get, those views or whatever, and it does take a toll, and it actually, the audience, y'all can tell, y'all can 100% tell that what's going on with us just by our demeanor on the stream. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and it does make a difference. It does make an effect, a ripple effect for everybody. Yes, I saw all that, Vanilla.
Can we get Vanilla in as well into the podcast? Because I like to
Vanilla,
hear.
if you want to be a stream guest, hit one of us up. We will get you in. Truth.
Listen, Reese, that's a sentence out of my personal book. Can't tell you how many times saying this is difficult. It's hard.
Oh, it's a power word. Hot.
Power word. I love it.
Ouch. Burn it.
This is also a thing that I think benefits people who are trying to do content creation full time, whether or not it's just passively streaming for gaming or whatever. Somebody who works like myself, I work a full time job, so I don't think I'd ever be able to hit a quota where like I'm streaming a ton of hours that that would actually benefit. But somebody who's doing it full time, or college kids, high schoolers that are like 18 and getting into it, it definitely benefits the kids who have free time.
Vanilla said earlier, "You'll never forget us. We'll haunt you like broke exes." I love it.
It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. You just want to have a good time with the community, and have a fantastic time as well. And you don't want to have that bad vibe as well. Like, look, guys, I don't want to do this. I've got to stop. I'm so sorry. Or you've had a bad time itself, and you just don't want it to affect your community. You're ruining by that scenario. Just do it. Just enjoy it while you can do it. No one else can control yourself, but you, basically. No one can, and if you can't do it, then don't do it. Don't force yourself to do, what you want to try and do itself on the streaming side itself. But just don't force yourself to something that you don't feel like you're 100% up to it, because it's going to be the bad effect. Like, out of the 100 streams, there was one that was the most crappiest one, and you don't want that to be the bad effect on you personally. That's just my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but that's just my opinion. Of, like, you don't want to have a bad time with the bad reception itself from yourself, because you want to have a good time. You've got to have a good time, as long as you does it by by having your insane stuff. I'm just reading some of the comments. Reese, as well as spelling is difficult. Spelling is always itself. Perfect grammar and spelling. Well, fuck perfect grammar and spelling, as long as the person understands what you're saying is what matters. That's what ODK says. Reese says exactly. Yeah, I know. Vanilla says nothing makes someone click off a stream faster than someone uninterested in what they are doing. Unless you're hot, then you get your feet. I agree with that, Vanilla. And that's just
Well, do you guys remember the hot tub streams from like a year ago, whenever that was?
Oh my god! We covered those shit.
I'll do it right now. Let me go find a hot tub.
What? No. Do not do this on podcast. We're sorry for all the audience viewers itself. Reese, whenever I type very fast, I have to make lots of spelling mistakes. All of us do, to be fair. All of us try and make.
My brain just thinks too fast for my fingers to keep up.
Hot bucket stream. There you go.
Yeah, hot bucket. It feels like a chicken. Like one of those hot buckets. Like the chicken buckets. Like hot.
Like the National Hot Chicken Bucket?
Yeah, National Hot Chicken Bucket.
I just assumed he meant like a metal bucket with hot water in it, but
Yeah.
That too? That works too?
That's pretty much, hot tub
episode. Hot tub episode.
We are not, and I'll repeat, we are not doing a hot tub episode in a podcast where both of us, as the hostess, Oh, the host and the hostess will be doing it. This is
Tactical.
dumb chicken wings.
Listen, just make like a margarita in the kiddie pool and then just drink out of it while you're lounging the whole stream.
Hey, I
Call
like
it a
this
day.
plan.
Artica says, "Oh boy, I love watching a hot girl farting on the mic, calling it asthma." Yeah, nah,
Yeah, no hot tub episode to end the season, Reese.
no,
And you can show some
absolutely
skin
not.
on the stream.
Listen, I'll
No.
petition for it.
Oh god, here we go. Here we go. This guy's legend.
Fun.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Mhm.
Wait for it. Wait for it. I did my drink. Hang on.
Milk! What are you doing?
How long do I gotta wait for it?
Stop wondering.
Dairy. There we
There
go.
we go.
Thank you. Oh God, you guys
I'm doing it on purpose.
Oh,
I don't know.
Senpai.
Transparency.
got that hydrate for us and yourself. You
And
did
again.
your own hydrate.
I know.
Again. I'm waiting for him to start singing. I'm really waiting for that moment.
Kitty chicken
It's-
tub
yeah.
finale. No
Didn't take a
tactical.
lot more
That's
than
not
that.
happening, buddy.
Just take the word tub out of that one and then just leave it like that. Let everybody try and figure out what it is. That's
Oh
kitty
no!
chicken finale.
No!
Oh
No!
my God, tactical.
What? Oh my god!
I don't do that. I don't do that, RTK. That's something I've never done in my streaming career ever. RTK ever.
Listen, I'm almost there. Give me a couple more cup sizes. I'll get there.
No, Reese. No, it's not happening, buddy. It's not happening.
Absolutely not, mate. I tell you
Oh my
what.
God, you guys.
Oh.
All right, let's get this last news article done so we can move on to the discussion. Oh God,
What?
tactical.
Tactical? The word in his quotes, no one else's, but his quotes is, "Do you want to fry me? I'd fry me."
As
Oh
long
my
as he has the lipstick to go with it, right? Or the chapstick, then it like
my
makes it better.
No,
Shut-
RTK. Hot tub stream is not happening. It's not happening, guys. It's just not happening.
That's Mal during the hot tub. RTK, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Tactical.
All right, guys, we got one more article to get through, and then we're moving
You
on to the
do
main
know-
discussion. So let's
you
go
do
ahead and knock
know-
this out.
You do know we're over the hour mark, an hour and 3 minutes.
I know.
I told you I was gonna make it last until I finished, right?
Yeah, absolutely
You guys are
insane.
crazy.
No, these
love you
guys,
guys.
the chat,
I love you
and
guys.
Tyler, absolutely amazing. This is what we
I
love
love
about this podcast.
It's amazing. It's the best. All right, so last article for this episode. New World January update brings in-game mutators, faster leveling, full patch notes, also from GameSpot. This is the longest article, but not that long. The update brings major changes to the endgame of the MMORPG in the form of mutated expedition orbs. These orbs can be crafted or purchased from faction vendors and are used to attempt more challenging versions of expeditions. The different modifiers will be offered each week, and the whole concept is that it will lead to more powerful rewards on the line for the players. Players will be scored on performance in these expeditions with number of kills, number of wipes, and total completion time all being taken into account for the score. A higher score will equal access to higher difficulties and better rewards. A new system of upgrading using umbral shards goes hand in hand with the new expedition releases. These shards can be acquired during mutated expeditions and allow the player to raise the max gear score of their equipment to 625. And in my words, oh my fucking God. We'll get to that in a minute. The player can also acquire the shards by opening gypsum casts or crafting 600 gear score items as long as they have reached 600 expertise in the corresponding item slot. Though the in-game content is the primary focus of this update, other smaller changes have been implemented as well, such as the cost to crafting tuning orbs for expedition has been reduced, And players can also purchase orbs for certain expeditions once per day or once per week, depending on the instance, directly from those faction vendors. The rate at which players gain experience between levels 23 and 45 is being increased by 20%. That's a long awaited change. From the article, quote, Amazon states that mid-game leveling was taking a bit long and did not match pace of the content. End quote. Fast travel costs have also been dramatically reduced, and fast travel shrines have been added to make traveling to various expeditions easier. Minimum and maximum tax rates for houses are also being reduced if you own a house in the game. Another patch will be released in February, but Amazon has said that it will focus mainly on bug fixes with no other new content being added at the moment. They will also continue the process of merging the various low population servers together to ensure a healthy player experience. A full list of the patch notes can be found in the article mentioned and most likely on the game site as well. Sorry, that was a couple interruptions of belches from my soda.
I was expecting the last bit, excuse me, and I'm sorry about that. I was expecting that last bit from Trans itself, but yeah, I mean that was like, I mean, when she did when Trans did the article of this just before we started the podcast itself, I was like, can you explain what all this? Because I didn't do much on like the seeds itself, and I'm like, and I tell you what, the when I found out, it was like, oh my god, it's like extra equipment or extra boost when you buy this and this
Yeah.
and this, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, yes, get in. That's how I feel.
When I read the article as I was making the notes, and I was on a call with Malk. We were on a Discord call, and I'm reading the article, and it says upgrade to 625. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? That's amazing. Those are all good changes. You are 100% right, Tactical. And he's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? So I was like, well, think about it this way. If you're, you know how, like, if when you get to a point in the end game, you have like gear score, which determines how well protected you are and gets you into certain instances and all that stuff. I said, these shards allow you to raise that gear score by like 25, which is insane.
Yeah.
Plus the increase of the leveling, how quickly you get the experience is a majorly good change as well. Because people were complaining about how slow and dragging mid-game was tending to be. And we even had an article about this not too long ago, Malk, about why people were leaving New World. And one of the reasons was that there wasn't much in-game content, and there was not, and the time it took to level up took forever in comparison to, you know, what you were getting. So they're making these adjustments, which I am really happy for myself. But you guys go ahead and make your comments. And I'm going to read the comments in the chat. I'm excited about this.
This one's rough for me, right? Because there hasn't been a game that I've loathed as much as New World since like League of Legends. And like that's me putting like a solid 300 or 400 hours into the game, right? And then just not being able to stand it at all going forward. And it was more so, you know, a lot of things that they're fixing now, but like I can't go back to it. Like I made multiple characters that have gone from the 1 to the 60 grind, multiple characters who have bought houses, multiple people. You know, I ran a guild that, you know, struggled to do a lot of things because of the way servers were ran and the absolute zerg that was half the factions in that game just steamrolling you because there was no way to really regulate that. The PvP became impossible, so that was half the game taken away from, like, you know, the populace of the specific server. So it just kind of, like, I'm proud that they're doing something with it. You know, it's Amazon's big foray into the whole gaming industry when it comes to that, you know, something this big. And I'm glad that they're taking it serious and updating it. But I think it's too little too late because like 3/4 of the population of the game's already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to be fair though, I think it's just, I do agree, when you spend all that time, you've got different characters, different scenarios, and at the same time you think, do I really want to do another 400, 500 hours? Do I want to break my record and try and complete the game again, but just for extra bits? To be honest, it's very difficult, to be fair, because unless you're really a big fan and really love the game, you would go back and do it all over again. That's if you got that commitment and go through all that. See, it's like, like, I mean, before the Blizzard sort the shit out episode type stuff.
Yeah,
With the like World of Warcraft. Imagine like you have to go from one area to another, and you have to do all that seeds itself. But then they added new expansion packs. They're like, oh, I have to go through all this again. I have to go to another map and then all this stuff. And then they did it
Yeah.
again. And it's just like, do you really want to go through all that shit, like through all that again, to be
Right.
fair?
And like I get that. The benefit here though is, and, with DLC the difference is like new maps, new creatures, new spells, new
Yeah, yeah.
classes, races, stuff like that. That's fine. New World's not doing any of that. They're just updating the slog that it was from the 1 to 60 grind and making it a little bit easier to
Yeah.
hoard your gold. But then again, if you played New World when it first dropped, you were around for the inflated market where you were able to just completely butcher it with the way you were able to sell things and all the gold exploits that you could do
Yeah.
involuntarily,
Yeah,
passive
yeah.
fishing, stuff like that. It was just, and they didn't take that gold away from people who did it. So those guys still run the market and set the bar for everybody on those servers, and that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Back to our chat. There's been a lot of talk about this in the chat too. Vanilla quotes Disney, Aladdin specifically.
Okay.
Tactical said you have to watermark to get it up, then do in-game dungeons for the last 10 watermark average levels. And y'all were talking about League of Legends, and Tactical was agreeing. So was RTK. Vanilla says never heard of it. New phone who dis. Tactical says faction balance is needed. I have not played New World. I've held off while they're merging the servers and stuff till I get in there. Tactical also says new games are out and are coming out. No New World for me. Reese says get your shit sorted.
Absolutely.
RTK goes, the only games I've played all the way through multiple times is Persona 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Tactical says New World's map is only 15% of the projected map, and Luke says one Persona 5 playthrough takes like 100 hours, which is crazy. We got to hydrate from Daddy Senpai.
Oh.
And RTK says, yeah, my save file is counting like 500 hours for the games.
I'm just waiting for this sync mode to kick in for the legendary. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh, yeah, you're talking about? Yeah,
yeah.
We were
You're
talking about before the stream.
You're trying to say yeah. No.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, that thing. It'd be like, oh shit, I better not drink any more of that wine as well. At the
Me,
same
I'm
time.
good.
I'm in danger.
I forgot what you were talking about. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was just trying to keep it cool. I was
Yeah.
thinking, is he listening to this? It's like, who's what? It's like, oh, you was talking about the sing mode. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I was
just
wait a minute.
On the New World thing, though, I haven't played it because I've been waiting for everything to get, balanced out, and then I wanted to play it because I had a lot of friends that were playing it, but I want to get into it with them and people who might want to come back to the game when everything has been ironed out, and they have had a pretty much rocky start to the game. They put in a certain amount of content. I guess they didn't expect it to be as crazy as it was, and people were finishing the content and they had nothing else to do, so they just left. I mean, they played other games, and that's understandable. It makes sense. When you get to a point where you feel like you're in stalemate, you're not going to be sticking around. I mean, so they left. I hope that some of these changes, and there's a whole bunch more stuff that they added, but that was just what was highlighted in the article. So some of these changes will bring some of the players back, or someone who stopped like mid game or whatever. So this is too much of a grind. I just can't do it, and come back and try and get those levels and make it up there. And I would love to actually get into the game in the near future myself, because I am an MMORPG. MMORPGs are my bread and butter. They're my home. They're my first love when it comes to gaming. WoW was what got me into gaming. So I played a lot of PlayStation when I was growing up, but when it came to MMORPGs, the script was completely flipped.
Now, do you know anything about the PvP system from New World and how that works, the faction system and all that? So it's split up between 3 factions. There's no limit to how many guilds or players can join a specific faction. So you could just roll into a server that's all one faction, and if you try to do any PvP quests to progress yourself, or help you level up into your faction quest, unlock some of like the rewards, like building a backpack requires something you need to buy from like a faction store. In order to get a lot of points quickly, you need to do like PvE and PvP quests for the factions. However, if you walk out of the city and there's 40 people that are all flagged for PvP and they're like, the faction you're not in, you're getting beaten down as soon as you leave the gate every time. And it's not like games like Albion Online where there's specific zones that are flagged for PvP. It's you flag for PvP in the city, you leave, you can't unflag until you come back. So they'll
Okay.
just wait
Yeah.
outside the gate to beat you down, or they'll wait like around a fortress or someplace they know that there's going to be a lot of people doing a specific quest, and then just zerg you. And what do? You don't
Well, it's
do
kind of
anything.
like it was in WoW
Yeah.
too. Like, I mean, when you did PvP in WoW, even though you could go in and out of PvP, if you were flagged for PvP, like your ass could not go anywhere without
Yeah.
being jumped when there's a lot of people. Like it just happened. And then you had the people that decided they wanted to come into noob areas and just mow everybody down. I don't
Yep.
know why, but they did. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. I mean, but that I think that happens on most MMOs though. Seriously, it's
Well,
one of those things just happens.
New World's a full loot MMO where like if you get
Mhm.
killed by another player, they can take all your stuff, and then you got to grind everything again, and that takes hours to do too. That was another big
Yeah.
issue, is if you're not using like the first 3 tiers of gear, it's going to take you hours to get there. So like the big thing and the big issue people had when it came to faction balancing, as somebody mentioned in the chat, is like you can't do anything because you step out the gate, you're dead, and then 6 hours of work is just down the drain. You wasted your whole day to literally die in 2 seconds because 13 guys used the one overpowered ability,
Mm.
and it's unfortunate, but. Well, yeah, I guess your gear breaks. Yeah, I guess you're right on that too. But if you don't stop the stuff from breaking, you're in a world of hurt.
Tactical goes. Vanilla earlier said, "Have that glass of wine. We'll have words after." Words, you fail me, but I love you. Don't leave me. Tactical goes, I love MMOs. Please cover Lost Ark before the 8th. Also, Daddy, remember to cover MO2. That's what he said.
I will. I'm on some asked about it, or I'll bring it up in a minute.
Vanilla says the patches and changes sound necessary, but is it enough to get old players returning and interested, or enough to keep a steady stream of new players? That's the big question. Are people going to come back because they're making these changes and making things better,
No.
or is it going to draw in new players to bring the population back up for the game? That's a good question.
It might draw in new players. I don't think, and Teabag had said it before too. Like most of us who are gone don't want to. They're not adding new content, so yeah, you're leveling up faster. But I'm already max level. Why would I come back? I don't have a benefit. You lowered
Yeah.
the cost of like keeping a house. Well, my house is currently gone, and probably I'm in debt
Yeah.
for a huge amount of gold that I'm not going to make because I wasn't playing the game. So, oops, sorry, not sorry.
That's a good point.
So sorry, but not sorry. That's the situation.
Yeah, I
That's
could
it.
see new players picking it up, and server merges might bring back a few people who, were diehard New World fans that, somehow couldn't find a better game to play with an actual story to it that made sense. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely. Tactical says New World is not full loot PvP. Tactical again says this is your last tax you need to pay. Thank God it doesn't keep
See,
going.
that's good to know. I didn't know that. I always paid it on
It's good to
time, so I
know.
never had an issue. Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's mad to be fair. I know, and for the guys that like for the New World, I'm hoping they'll be exciting. But again, it as we were discussing with the old like the old veterans, is the right word
Yes.
to say.
The
old
game's only been
veterans.
out for like 8 months, but we're veterans, I guess, right?
Well, yeah,
Relatively, yes.
yeah. I can't believe I said that. But you know what I mean.
I mean,
like, the
in a relative
experience.
sense, it's
Yeah.
true. He's
No,
right.
he's not wrong. Yeah, no, he's not. It's weird to think about
Uh,
because so many of us left that,
We've
the
done that. We've done that, and then we're not coming back. To be fair, Vanilla says, if there's a daddy tax, do we ever stop paying that?
Listen, when they're 18 and move out, that's when you stop paying that tax. All right?
Oh, wow.
Brutal.
That's great. I love it. I love it.
Brutal.
Reese, you know the watch time command does not work, buddy. You know this by now. I don't know why it doesn't work. It's set up to work. For some weird reason, it just doesn't.
So you've been watching 0 minutes, even though we've been on for an hour and 19
Uncle
minutes.
Taxes forever.
Uncle
He's not
Taxes.
wrong. Especially if you're the cool uncle. That's you never get away from that one.
Nope.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can't believe we've done an hour and 20 minutes of the PC console news that we have got so far. Unbelievable scenes, to be fair. Absolutely fantastic, as always. But we're going to go straight into, unless you guys got any more from that last article. Are you guys okay?
No, we're good.
Cool.
We gotta hydrate.
Again.
Daddy Senpai's putting those hydrates on us now.
Right. Segment 2. Oh.
Oh my god.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. It just splashed. It was not expected.
Okay.
I'm good, guys.
Praise
I'm good.
it.
I'm good. We're good. We're good.
Praise it.
I'm good.
Praise it. That's good. That's good.
Context, people.
Context.
Context.
Yeah. I'm not even going to say. Oh.
Tactical. I didn't. First off, it splashed out of my mouth. Thank you.
Tactical.
My soda. My soda. My soda.
Tactical has said in his quotes, "You are not supposed to inhale it, Olivia." Olivia in GTA RP. We will talk about in the side notes in a minute.
God,
Oh,
you
no,
guys.
Vanilla says, "Wait, we're not supposed to inhale it. That's no fun." That's what Vanilla says. 8-Ball. Will there be a hot tub stream to end the season?
8-Ball said, "Forget about it."
it.
8-Ball knows. 8-Ball knows.
But what you don't see is there's a wink at the end of that.
A wink. Tactical says, she hasn't read the book on how to drink it, Daddy. On that. That's I am not
terrible. Context.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't going to say the word, and then he turns around and he says it.
He does.
Oh
god.
No, it will say yes one time.
One
Good
day,
luck with that.
one day, the 8-Ball will answer you with a yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean,
Tactical.
we're talking about the main discussion topic, which should be leading up to any of the articles that we might be discussing, or it could be a total different one that might be outside. That could be the most talking point of this week. To be fair,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
to the guys that
that
listening on the
8-Ball
audio,
question. That 8-Ball question from RTK. I'm not saying it.
Reese. Oh my god, this is unbelievable.
Listen, that's the tactical response for you. He's the one who needs to answer it, right?
Yeah, I'm expecting Tactical to answer that quickly.
That is Tactical's response. Choose your words carefully.
No. Oh, I knew it. I knew Tactical would say he'll do it. It didn't take him long on that, to be fair. But basically, the main discussion topic should be a bit leading up to something that should be a long discussion that should be talked about from this week.
It might be, it might not be. We'll see. We'll see how the discussion goes.
Yeah, depending on how it all goes with the discussion itself. But hopefully we'll have a classic itself. But yeah, Travis, you want to talk about the main discussion topic for this week?
You're gonna have me do the main discussion topic too. You really are holding out for this interview.
He really wants to hold out for the questions.
He wants to do it. Yeah, he does. Okay, so discussion today, guys. We're going back to the old format. Most of you guys who are streamers or are members of Twitch and have streamed have probably seen the news, first off, about Pokimane and Disguised Toast, who are both banned for watching shows on Twitch with their communities. They have since been unbanned, so the ban has been revoked. But you also probably got the email about the agreement made with Twitch on the DMCA guidelines as far as copyrighted music and content is concerned. Excuse me. So we're going to talk about those couple of things. First off, what do you guys think? I mean, as far as like the watching the shows and getting banned for that, I understand that it's copyrighted content, but there is a feature on Twitch that we as streamers have access to called Watch Party. And I know that it's probably things that are allowed by Amazon, but what do you guys think about how their situation, what happened with them compares to the Watch Party option? How is that a big difference? And why would they have gotten punished for watching a show with their community when they had the Watch Party option? So
now, what were they watching and on what platform? Because realistically, I think if you're watching it on like Netflix or anybody else could realistically have that, or like, you know, Hulu's something that you're paying for, that it's a streaming service most people have because Hulu's mostly free. I mean, I don't think it should realistically have been anything that got banned over. I mean, it just comes down to corporate greed, I think, in that sense more than anything, because they're going to flag it for copyright. But
Pokimane was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender,
which is on Netflix, I believe.
Disguised Toast was watching Death Note.
which again, Funimation or like any other streaming service, it's not
Yeah.
like it's anywhere you have to. It's not like it's an illegal like anime site where they have all that stuff that you can't really see in America, or like you're watching something that isn't really out yet. And if they're
Yeah.
paying for it, I mean, it's a lot of those sites are also free, but you watch ads once you sign up, so anyone could realistically watch it. I think that's how
Yeah.
Funimation works. I'm pretty sure that's how Hulu works, right? It just has ads if you don't pay for it at all.
Yeah.
Netflix is the only one that I think you have to like outright pay for at this point in order to see anything. So realistically,
And
it shouldn't have mattered.
RTK says, listen, you can't fuck with Viacom series such as ATLA. It's honestly remarkable how long Pokey has been able to watch it. Yes, she did get quite a few episodes in before this whole thing happened. So it was something that she was doing consistently with her people. I think, I feel personally, I mean, I've done the watch party thing before with friends. And it is streamable. You can do it. It does apparently ping you for copyright for some weird reason, even though it is an arrangement with Amazon, because I did a community stream and like my whole like watching the show was completely like muted. So and I watched it with other friends too. But I mean, I guess if you don't make it a public view, it's not that big of a deal, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, the fact that you have the watch party feature, but they still get onto you for it, and the fact that they tried to watch the shows and they got in trouble with the copyright, even if they would have been watching it from a free channel, what do we feel about that as far as Twitch's side and Pokey side and Disguised Toast side? I mean, how do we, from all angles, what are we looking at this? Malk, you want to put in your comments on this?
Before I mention my comments, I'm just reading some of the chats on the side. So RTK says the streamers themselves said they wanted to test the waters and push the boundaries. That's what I wanted to mention about as well. Vanilla says it's such a great area because unless the streamer is practically watching someone else's content 24/7, sharing media with one another is how everyone hangs out now with the corona. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, if the option's there and they try to test the waters to see how it all works out massively, it's there. But yes, there is a grey fine area. It's just not been explained very well. That's probably one example. I think anyway, personally, it's just like I could do a watch party, but it doesn't say do not do this or do that, etc. I don't know. I could be
Yeah.
wrong. Tactical says depends on Amazon's terms and if the copyright claim is automated, it would make sense as a show or movie they are watching is more than likely on many services. That is 100% true. It's like
Hydrate.
it's like hydrate. Okay, thanks.
I was
Thanks
just
for the
throwing it
answer
in
there,
there real quick. I was throwing it in there real quick, guys. I'm getting that in while I can. Context.
Phrasing
Phrasing.
again.
I was talking about the comment about the hydrate. Thank you.
Comments and speech marks.
Well, see, if that's the case with Amazon not owning the rights, then I mean, I guess technically, right? Would I be able to go watch Invincible then, where like it's created on Amazon? I mean, you know, Robert Kirkman like wrote Invincible, but like the show itself is on Amazon and it was produced exclusively on Amazon, and that's the only thing that airs it. You think I'd be able to get away with watching that? Probably not. They'd still flag me for copyright.
Yeah. I mean, even Wheel of Time. Like, I mean, I watched all the episodes of Wheel of Time. Most of them I watched with Tactical, and I got my mom into it too. But I wasn't streaming any of that. I was just doing it in Discord calls. But still, Wheel of Time is an Amazon series. I mean, it's owned by Amazon. They're the ones that put the money up for the show in the first place. No one's going to feature that except Amazon. So how is that going to affect, the watch party features? Is it because they don't own the complete copyright? Is that what it is? Or is it because, it's how would that affect it is my question.
It's a very hard one, isn't it? Because I don't get why all this. If it's Amazon, and funny enough, Twitch gets Amazon Prime at the same time. It's also isn't that going to help out massively as well? I know they're two different things, but it's kind of linked.
Twitch Prime is Amazon Gaming.
Yeah.
They are the same company now.
Mhm.
When we get our W-2s for the year from all the money that we make from them, it's listed as Amazon Twitch, and you get it for both companies. So it's one of those things. They are the same company. It's a merger of the two.
It's kind of like if it's been a problem for them, take it off. You either take
Hmm.
it off or never introduce it in the first place to cause this to happen. But people
Yeah,
don't think of it like that, do they? They're just like, there you go. There's a show. Like, well, RTK says like Hell's Kitchen, for example.
yeah.
Classic show, brilliant show. Mad scenes, to be fair. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, like old shows. If it was live, okay. If it was live or it was a brand new episode, I would understand the copyright and flagged. I would completely understand that.
Yeah.
Old shows, no, they should not be banned unless, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, unless there's some specific stupid Twitch terminology on the computer to say, oh, they're watching this. Oh, it could be live. Yes, they are live. Is the show live? Yeah, they're still on. Let's ban them before they go even further than ever before.
Maybe. I'll go over those comments too because a couple points were made really well with them. Tactical said if it was Amazon, oh, Vanilla said I could do a watch party, no one would show, but I could do it. And Tactical said if it was Amazon exclusive and the watch party terms cover an infinite amount of watch party viewers, it shouldn't matter. I'm 100% with you on this. RTK, in that comment that you're talking about with the Hell's Kitchen, the full comment, there are also streamers who watch shows like Hell's Kitchen and got in trouble, but those were old seasons not airing anymore. It actually helps those shows, yet it is obviously illegal. In those cases, I think it would be smart for the streamers to try to strike a deal with Fox. I think they own Hell's Kitchen. So in the way Hell's Kitchen gets more popular and the streamer gets paid, win-win. You have to realize these are broadcasted to tens of thousands of viewers. I understand that, and I also feel like on that note, because I'm in I'm in communication major, by the way, for those who don't know. On that note, getting influencers is a very, very big deal nowadays for marketing purposes.
Yeah,
But the problem is those influencers that they want are not the influencers that are doing these things, unless it's like somebody like Pokimane or somebody who has millions and millions of followers.
yeah,
The people who are like the small streamers, we don't have the influence to pull off getting a connection with these big companies. Say, hey, I want to stream your show on Twitch, can I get your permission to do that? They would just laugh at us and say, how many followers do you have, how many viewers do you have, and say, oh, well, you're nobody, we don't want you doing that. So they just say axe that completely. If somebody with a big follower, say Ninja or Pokimane or whoever, said, hey, I want to do this, they would be more apt to take that, because that influencer has so much more potential for pumping out popularity and marketing and hype for their show. Even if it's an old episode, they can say, oh, well, there's a new season coming out, we're going to watch that too, or whatever. They would be more apt to take the bigger streamers than the smaller streamers, and that actually in the end winds up hurting us as small streamers.
yeah, absolutely, and I do agree with that as well. How about you, Tyler? What's your thoughts of it in general itself?
Yeah. See, I don't know. It's again, it's one of those things where if it's on a free streaming service, I feel like it shouldn't be an issue. If it's on a place like Netflix where you got to pay for it, HBO Max where you got to pay for it. Okay, I get the copyright strikes on that, but if you're going to start copyright striking, Twitch streamers, you should go in and take down all the YouTube videos that are compilations of Gordon Ramsay roasting people for 37 minutes straight, because that guy could have
True.
potentially made money on that stuff if YouTube didn't pick up on it.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, there's plenty of other videos that are compilations of like anime things that are just music compilations, and if they didn't get a copyright strike, then they got some sort of monetary gain from it. It comes with any sort of media where, yes, for right now we're in a pandemic and everybody's pretty much communicating and sharing memes, and pop culture is kind of at an all-time high, all things considered. But if you're going to punish one select group, punish them all, realistically.
it's
Yeah,
like
I agree with you on that.
yeah, it's like the music industry as well. Imagine if you're listening to music. That's the worst. Actually, that's the worst one ever on
Hmm.
Twitch. When it all
Yeah.
started, like you can't play your favorite song on Twitch but people did it live. No one get caught until they muted. before they used to mute the start so that you wouldn't hear what they were saying at the start, and then they turn off the music and then they start speaking, and you're like, oh,
And it was a delay too. Like when they
yeah,
muted it, it was a delay. Like you would still have moments where there wouldn't be music. You knew you watched it live. There's not music here, but it's still like blocked with
yeah,
copyright for like another minute or something like that. And then it gets back into the actual conversation and audio on the video. So a couple more things that are coming from the community. Vanilla says if people or streamers can't do it on Twitch, they'll do it on Discord with donates on profit. That's a good point. That's a good way to do it. Tactical says I had another idea for a music service for streamers to get licensed in with artists of all kinds and have a monthly service fee for the streamer. This would give the streamers the rights to listen to a lot more music on stream and help a lot of artists as much as most music is pirated.
that's true.
Monster Cat does that. Monster Cat will give you rights to use any of their Monster Cat exclusives. You just have to pay them a fee and you can use any of their music on your streams.
Yeah,
They are 100% okay with that because
that's how
they
I feel like
know
it
that
should be.
people want to use it. And I agree with that. I think it's a really, really good idea. You just have to get the fee for the Monster Cat. And I think it's a relatively small fee. It's a lot, but it's not a lot in the big scheme of things, especially if you're
Oh,
going to use a lot of their music. Luke says, I think the biggest streamers who are streaming Hell's Kitchen are names like XQC and Hassan, top 10 household names on Twitch. And that's a good point. They would be the ones who might be able to get an arrangement with Fox. Hey, I want to do your show. Let me do the show. And everybody wins. I get viewers, you get popularity, you get hype on your show, and we all get to enjoy it. So that's the
yeah,
ones that I was talking about.
yeah,
Listen,
absolutely.
I gotta take Tactical's comment here if you wanna
Yeah, yeah.
handle RTK's first because I don't want to skip over somebody who said something.
Sounds good.
I just want.
RTK said, RTK did. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were finished. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Unbelievable.
fine.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm
No,
so
you're
sorry.
fine.
I'm so sorry for technical difficulties on here. So, no, fine.
RTK said music on stream is literally free promotion, but the greedy companies like Universal Group don't even consider that. They just want to squeeze as much out of their clients and people as possible. That's a very, very good point. Now, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I just
Oh,
wanted to bring light to the butchering of Fergalicious because that's the best Fergie song, and he really did my girl dirty. I mean, she can't sing, but at least give her justice. But no, he's got a point though. Like, there really should be a way for us to at least not necessarily, almost like buying a song from like iTunes or however else you're buying it. I feel like they
Yeah.
should work out a way that we should be able to purchase, specific types of tracks, so this way we could use them. And he's not wrong. Bands or artists who aren't really in the know, bands or artists who kind of fell off years ago, classic rock artists or metal artists in particular, who don't always have the limelight, do make a good chunk of change off of that, and it is free advertisement for their music.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the stupid advertisements and like as in like they're trying to get the promotion to make sure the copyright that have not lost a lot of money, which theoretically that's why they're trying to do it, and it's stupid to be fair. But okay, imagine I'm waiting for your song mode later, but imagine right, you were singing and you was a group like the Daddy's Band, shall we say? We'll call that. To be fair,
I like it.
the
So let's
Daddy's
take
Roll
Band.
with
Charlie's
that.
Angel and then just call it Daddy's Angels and then call it
Dad,
a day.
dad.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
okay, okay. So I'll rephrase that. Imagine you called a band called the Daddy's Angels or Daddy's Little Rockers, that's what Tactical would say. Uh, and trance producers like just listen to your song on stream, but the company says no trance. No, with with the finger itself. No. You cannot use that song at all. Imagine that. It's just ruining your advertisement to
Yeah.
promote more. But I think it's just because of this, the money.
Oh, 100%. It's also weird, right? Like having to mute your in-game like audio tracks and like let's say for example Grand Theft Auto has a lot of like, big artists in it. They've got like Kenny Loggins, Fergie, they've got, the Gorillas and a bunch of other bigger
Yeah,
bands inside, Grand Theft Auto 5. Why can't I just leave the audio on for the game? I mean, they already paid to have the audio in that game, right? They had to spend out how much money did they have to dish out to get, the
Yeah.
Gorillas to have just feel good in the game. It shouldn't really hurt the artist in there. It shouldn't hurt the game because you can't brag about a soundtrack of a game if you got to mute all the audio.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. On this point, we're going to move into the second half of this discussion where we're going to talk about how Twitch said they had reached an agreement with. I can't remember what musical group. I was looking it up, but I couldn't. I didn't find it. They'd reached an agreement in their situation with the DMCA guidelines where they will allow content creators to have access to more music for their streams and things like that. I didn't get to see exactly, like I said, I don't remember what company it was, but I do know that this is something that they were really hyped about, and they sent the emails out to all the streamers. So if any of you guys got that email and you remember exactly what was in it, please tell me. Um, how do you guys think that's going to play out? I mean, with that option, what do you think type of concessions will have to be made for that, for the use of those particular pieces in streams?
Personally, is it going to be specific? This is what I was hoping earlier on to do with. Is it going to be specific for the high-end content users that would have the ability to have it, or will it be for us small streamers to have the ability to get more promotion and just help out more? I don't know. I don't know. It's very difficult, but they need to be. Uh, they need to sort their shit out. Basically, to be fair. It's
It
true
always
though.
comes back to sorting your shit out. Come on.
It's true. It's true
Always.
though. It's true though, isn't it?
Yes,
Because
I'm
it's
with
just
you.
like, it's just downright fecking disgrace. I'm saying it swearing modes now because I'm pissed off that they don't let us have our copyright music on there.
Damn.
Yeah, but yeah, Ty, how about you, mate? What's your thoughts of the second part of the discussion?
I don't know. It's like it sounds like a good idea on paper. It feels like it's another way for them to try and just grab cash from people. Because what's going to happen is they're going to charge you an obscene amount of money for like a 2.5 minute song, right? And
Yeah,
I, in the long run, like I know myself, I switch my favorite song and my favorite band every other day, right? I'm gonna
yeah.
constantly want to change up the song. How much money am I gonna have to shell out for like the same band, or how much money am I gonna have to shell
Mhm.
out every other week that I go to change
We-
something
We've
I'd like to do?
we've got all night, mate. So if you're a multi-millionaire or million billionaire dollars, then go on. That'll be it. Sorted.
Yeah,
I know.
We'll go
but
over the chat real quick so that we can catch up with where we're at right now. Tactical said that Prince of Persia had many bands in it, and they had to pay to be in it. Vanilla says, "Imagine someone trying to rip a song off a GTA RP stream." Good
Yeah.
point. Good point. Tactical says, just as in the intro, they had Avenged Sevenfold and Disturbed. Basie says, I'm 50-50 on the whole copyright music shite. Tell us what you're talking about with that, Basie. Where do you stand as far as 50-50 on that? Reese says, get your shit shorted. And Tactical says, even if my idea was just rock and metal, I feel like it's $1 million idea that could grow to other genres. Yeah, so you have a really good point on that, Tactical. You really do. Vanilla says, we got all night. Oh.
Yeah. Giddy goo in there as well.
But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, and they probably will. It probably will be like a premium service feature that you'll have to pay for. The one thing that I started doing with my streams, and I didn't wind up getting copyright strikes after I did it, was going to Soundstripe extension, because Twitch already had an arrangement with Soundstripe. The only thing about it is they only had limited music. Now there's a lot of music on there, but it's all it's all royalty free, but they had limited types of music that you could use, even though there was quite a selection. And if the music that you heard didn't quite fit the feel that you wanted for your streams, then you were pretty much still SOL. You know what I'm saying? Or if you just wanted to
Yeah.
listen to your music and have your people rock out with your people, you know what I'm saying? That was another option, but people couldn't do that with Soundstripe because the music that was offered was just the royalty free stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. But it just doesn't feel right as well when you try and get the same vibe as the
Yeah.
same as what you buy with the game. Sorry, with the music itself. You need to make sure that are they going exactly to the tone? If it's not, what's the point with it? Because sort their shit out as well. To be fair, but it's just crap. To be fair, and basically says as a music producer who has had music signed, a lot of the bands and producers struggle to make money on the music itself due to
Yeah.
piracy. And it's true. It's absolutely true, 100%. Tactical says if you went to a band or artist, I imagine the rights to the complete yeah, I can't say the word.
Discography.
Thank you.
Discography. Gotcha.
I nearly said discovery. It's a discovery.
That works too. I guess. Sure.
No. I've got to be professional with that. I'm so sorry with that. Basis says, no, sorry, Tatsus's basis is good. Absolutely, to be fair. I mean, from that perspective, it's been going on for many years. I reckon it's probably about
Yeah.
20,
Forever.
25, 30 years copyright music. Like, as in
Mhm.
to cassettes. Remember back in the old days of cassettes?
See, copywriting's been a big one since LimeWire too, though. LimeWire really.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
LimeWire
Kick it
really
for,
caused the uproar. All of that. So we got another hydrate from Daddy Senpai giving his own
Oh.
hydrate.
Are you trying?
When in Rome.
Are you trying to kill us with our pops? Oh God, I dropped it then. Whoops.
That's a party foul.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Coke did not shout my nose at that moment. That would have not been very comfortable.
Napster does date your age, yeah.
100% vanilla Napster for real.
Napster. I ain't heard that in years, decades.
I know. Daisy says, and it all interlinks with copyright. It's a juggling act to help artists get paid. I completely agree with you on that too. Yeah, it is.
Tactical Frostwire for life. Tactical, get your pop shite together. I'm trying my hardest, mate. It just slips. Phrasing again.
I can imagine Tactical saying that to you
yeah.
and how he would have said that to you in his voice.
Can you explain?
When you meet him, you'll understand.
No. How do you do his voice? Sorry, Tactical. How do you do his voice?
No, I don't know. I'm saying in his voice. I hear it in my head. Him saying that to you in his voice. Unless he was trying to use an English accent, and in that case,
see, I'll have to explain the whole book thing for you guys later when I talk about Mortal, because
he does random shit.
He'll keep bringing it up.
Oh, absolutely. Tactical says I do many random shit. Well, that is too much by the sounds of it.
100%.
I will. Sorry, carry on.
No, I was gonna say Daisy's got the point that I was trying to make, though, right? Like the artist already got paid for putting the music on the game, so I don't think video game music should get copyrighted. I think, like, if you're playing something over the game you're playing, okay, copyright that if it's not anything you've paid for, or, anything that the artist didn't agree to beforehand. But if it's on the game, I don't think there should ever be an instance where I have to mute, like Grand Theft Auto, where I have to mute any other number of games. Like if I was playing, the Spider-Man game, Sunflower was specifically written for, that game. But if that song was to start playing, you'd get hit with the copyright. It's just
I know what you mean. It's just like a limitations, isn't it? Like, as in, what can we do? What can we not do? And Tactical's got a good point, actually. It says if you're paying Spotify, it should be the same thing as what you're saying, Daddy. Absolutely.
Right fucking spot on. I pay for Spotify every month. And I listen to my premium shit and I have my playlists. And if I'm paying that shit, which is already incorporated the fact that you're paying for, the royalties for those songs, you should not get hit with the copyright if it's coming from your Spotify. But that begs the question, how would they know it's coming from your Spotify playlist? Unless you have like a Spotify extension, which I think that is an option. But still, I mean, how they know?
Discord just also got hit for that one, though, right? Because didn't Discord have all those Spotify bots that you could easily download and put in your Discord, and now there's like none in existence? They're all basically copy the YouTube URL and post that in here. We'll play the song for you. It's not. I mean, it's not the same thing. I can't sit here and meme at 3:00 in the morning after I've killed a bottle of wine and make a god awful playlist and then just post it in the chat when everyone's doing their own thing.
Daisy, it's not in the terms of service on Spotify, but how do they know unless you linked it with Twitch as your streaming? Maybe. Yeah, that's the point. I mean, like if it comes off of your Spotify, how would they know? But if it's coming off your Spotify, you shouldn't get hit with a copyright if you're playing your music that you've already paid for the month.
Right. Well, then that should be like just an OBS extension, right? That literally, has it up in the corner. Say that it's powered with Spotify or sponsored by Spotify, and then just let that play in the banner where people typically have their music. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. But instead of trying to work something out, they'd rather just hit everybody with a copyright strike and then get money out of you later down the road when they find a perfect fit, because that's realistically what they want to do.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Fair,
absolutely.
fair points. You can hook up a VAC to your Spotify, but it's more difficult. I think listening parties are built into Discord now. I think they are now too. I think you're right, Tactical. I think that's a recently addition they did for Spotify. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Have you got any more on this, guys? Before we go on to the third main topic.
The one that Malk has been anxiously waiting for nearly 2 hours.
I feel like we just got to waste 10 more minutes at this point, right? Just to make them wait a little bit longer and hit the 2-hour mark.
Just right there, right there.
See, mate, you was up here as legendary. Don't come down here, mate, please.
Listen, when you hit the ceiling, there's nowhere to go but, up some more until you start coming from the bottom.
I thought it was when you hit rock bottom, there's no way to go but up. I thought that was another thing.
In reverse.
Yeah, reversed. We're edging Ritter. Yeah, absolutely.
Daisy says, I think if Spotify were to do a specific service where you pay a bit extra to play music on Twitch, which covers the extra royalties and link to Twitch, would be mega. Yeah, that would be a really good idea. I think it's a really good concept, a really good model, Daisy. I'm with you on that.
Okay. All right, I'll wait till the 2-hour mark. But here's a question for you: would you pay extra if, say, Spotify and Twitch, or any of the other social, like the music streaming sites, incorporate with each other and say, here you go, you pay this amount each month, even though you pay for Spotify or wherever, just a little bit extra, but it means that you won't get copyrighted from Twitch, and that's the music that you'll be playing at that seed, and it's all linked up. What's your thoughts of that? That's my opinion. That would, for me, I think it's a beneficial, but at the same time, I know people may be pissed off about it because it's expensive as well, but at the same time, it'll be insane stuff, to be fair. I think it's fair.
No, it's definitely a great. It comes down to the price point, right? Because I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it either way, especially if it's stuff that's already in game, right? Like I'll sit here. What I would do out of spite too, because I'm a petty person when it comes down to it, is I'll go get the entirety of, like, if I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, I'll get the whole Grand Theft Auto soundtrack for each radio station, built on a different playlist, and then just every time I got in the car, play that playlist just out of spite. It'd be petty. It'd be a waste of my time. Nobody would like any of the music playing because nobody listens to any of it anymore. But I do it.
Hey, there's some bangers in GTA 5.
Yeah.
Even now. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some, but I mean, there's like 15 radio stations in Grand Theft Auto 5, and like maybe 4 of them get used. Like, who's sitting here really telling me you're using the Latin station in Grand Theft Auto 5, except when you accidentally steal a car and it's playing?
I take the Latin and just like not to play straight away, but just to steal the car, and then just automatically there, and like, no, mate, let's switch it, and then you got heavy metal rock. Yes,
see, no,
yes, absolutely, yes.
Tactical. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind paying a little extra if it's just a few extra dollars. I already get Spotify and Hulu on a student discount because I am in school. So I already pay less than what everybody else would pay anyway. So I wouldn't mind paying a couple extra bucks, or maybe even as much as $5 maybe, to be able to have access to that feature. That would be something that I would be okay with.
So how much would you say reasonable? Personally, if you said
no more than $5, no more than $5.
So $5 for the whole of Spotify and Twitch, including on top of Spotify that you're paying now, you would say another $5.
I wouldn't mind doing. That'd be the most I would go to if it was between $2 and $5. That's my price point, in my opinion.
How about you, Tyler? What's your thoughts of it? How much would you go for to say, yeah, this is reasonable for both Spotify and Twitch incorporate together?
So I'm paying, I think it's like $12 or $15 now for myself and the fiance, right? They have that one where like you can pay for yourself and another person.
Yeah.
Putting on to, I mean, I would go as high as like $15 because it really matters in the long run too. Like on top of what I'm already paying, that is.
Yeah,
like I paid the solid like $30 a month for both of them, but I mean, on its own, I could see it being like a $20 thing, giving you premium, and then at the same time doing the stuff for Twitch. I could see that as being a thing.
Imagine calling it the super premium or the super duper premium.
It probably listen with the way
Premium
Spotify
Deluxe.
names everything. Yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be like the exclusive premium deluxe via Twitch, aka
Yeah.
Amazon bought us out.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
send help.
Yeah. I'm gonna cover some of the comments that have been in the chat because some of our viewers have had some really good points. Vanilla said, "I think no matter what deals, services, and studios come up with, someone in upper management somewhere will ruin it." Yes, I think that's going to possibly happen. Tactical's like, "Quit calling me out." Basie says that's why it wouldn't ever happen, and if it did, artists would still get screwed. We are now doing the Latin station from now on.
Happens.
It happens all the time.
RTK says most of the time I just have Spotify on the side when watching streams anyway. And RTK goes, El Sonidito will be hitting in the GTA cab.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen when I'm trying to do the taxi job for the first time. You're like, oh god, I've just remembered.
Yeah.
The
Change
Latin
channel.
station.
Yeah,
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey.
yeah, absolutely. And Tactical says you can pay for one and add someone to it, like as a family thing. I have one with like 5 people on it, Daddy. as
Oh
well.
yeah, it's not a big deal. It's like specifically meant for 2 people, so it generates playlists for us based on like what the 2 of us listen to. So like right now, I
Yeah.
guarantee her playlist has a bunch of like Encanto on it because we don't talk about Bruno's been stuck in my head for the last like
I
3
know.
weeks. Catch
Someone
myself singing
playing
it. We were
that
like
in
Robin.
City.
Listen, I was only doing it at listen. So yeah, there's a boombox you can put down in City, and I just start playing it off of like YouTube's URLs. I'm like, listen, I'll sit here and play the song all day. I don't care.
Hey, Hawaiian
Legendary.
roller coaster ride's been stuck in mine from Lilo and Stitch. So I mean, I'm right there with you, but on a way, way much older scale.
Oh,
Listen, the Emperor's New Groove
I
still
love
stuck in my
that
head.
song. It's such a good song. Hawaiian roller coaster ride's so amazing.
yeah. Tactical Donkey Kong strikes tonight. Maybe,
Keep your
maybe.
seatbelt on, maybe. If the seatbelt
May-
stays on, potentially.
Yeah.
Vanilla, big corporations in 2055. How about you pay us and rent a song for a couple hours?
Listen.
That's all what's going to come down to eventually.
I, for the first time, went and ran.
It was on.
He swears it was on. I've never seen anybody with a seatbelt on fly out a windshield. That's all I'm saying.
See, he's got a point, Tactical. He's got a very, very good point. I know what he's talking about. We'll go into that on the GTA notes.
Those are the make caps. We'll sort something out for you next time, Tactical. I promise you that itself. But yeah, you guys. So Trans would say that she would add another £5 on top of what she does with the Spotify itself.
Yep.
And Tyler says that he'll do an extra 15 on top of what he currently pays as well, which is $5 to $15 in the UK. Probably about, for me, probably about another 15 quid. I think personally, but I wonder if they're going to try and imagine like the scenes where you can only go to a maximum of like 50 or 100 songs.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. You can't use any other song unless it's in that 100 or 50, the list itself, which I think that would work out, to be fair.
Hobbit monies.
Tactical, we have some words after, to be fair.
People would
Quid's
pay it. You're probably right, Daisy.
Thing that flies around in Harry Potter that he tries to catch on a broomstick. That's Quid.
That's a Quid. That's something
Quid.
else. No, that's the snitch. That's the
Snitch.
golden snitch.
Yeah,
What
but it's
the
the name of
heck?
the sport, is it not? Same difference?
Quidditch.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that it was about like some weird orphan kid with a lightning bolt on his forehead, and then like some guy who got melted, like the T-1000 or the T-2000 was chasing him.
You guys,
for a
now
while.
you don't have to watch the Harry Potter series. You just got the nutshell version from Teddy Senpai.
Yeah.
We're good. You're done.
The knockdown version of Harry Potter.
Oh, you play Quid.
Oh, you play Quid. Tactical, no.
See,
no. Again, we'll have some words after itself. So, basically,
40 seconds. You gonna make it?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to
go
say
ahead and start moving into section 3. It's fine. It's okay.
Are you sure?
Yes, I know you are like literally like if you were sitting in a chair, you'd be bouncing in your chair right now.
I'm trying to, but I can't.
Internally, he's bouncing up and down like. In
There we go.
frustration.
There we go. GTRP updates
Interview
now.
first. Interview
I mean, you
Interview
could
first.
knock that out first if he's asking about it. I can wait. I'm not
No,
going anywhere.
no. We're not gonna make Malk wait any longer. He's already waited. for
I've
quite
already
some time.
waited for
He's waited 2 hours.
3, 2, 1, 2 hours. There we go. So here we go. Interview with the streamer, the Daddy Simpani, as well, aka
Daisy.
Tyler, as well. Basis is Harry Potty, the chav. Do you play Quid? Snaps fingers. Basie, you absolute legend. We need to see that version next time, to be fair. So this part, which I've been waiting for 2 hours itself, to be fair. So thank you, Trans, for the first and second segments, as always, each and every single. Well, we do it differently, but we did it this week anyway. So,
Yeah.
so absolutely. So, ledge.
Tactical.
Listen, if you want to see that tactical, just go to Detroit.
Oh
Good point.
no!
Good point. That's a very good point.
God. For the guys who are listening on the audio, I am not saying what Tacticals has said on the notes itself. If someone wants to say it, fair enough, but I'm not saying that.
Tactical
Go on.
said Harry Potter, but all the wands are replaced with 9s.
Yeah, listen. First things first, I think RTK needs that question answered. You're talking to a huge Dragon Ball Z fanboy. In fact, I was watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged while I was drinking the wine. So, I mean,
He was.
he's going to take them.
Oh, mad scenes. To be fair, we'll wait for that question. Wait for the questions for the
Hang
Ask
on
Us
to
Anything.
it. We'll do it at the
Yeah.
Ask Us Anything. You can ask him that.
Yeah. We're going for some more spicy profession fun. No.
You're not wrong,
absolutely.
Vanilla.
What?
Vanilla's got a good point. It does. I'm just saying.
You're just saying now. You're just saying
Just
right here, right
saying.
now. Okay, so you all set, ready to go? All good?
Yeah,
Nervous?
of course.
Yes,
Nervous?
let's go.
There we go.
No more waiting.
Okay, thank
We
God
already
for
held you up
that.
for 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes. First question: what got you into streaming in the past? Obviously.
Yeah, of course. So I watched a lot of like Rooster Teeth growing up, right? I grew up with Red versus Blue. I watched a lot of that. So when they started doing all their RT podcasts and a lot of the stuff they did with Achievement Hunter and the Achievement Hunter podcast, I was like, and streaming off of that, I was like, I definitely want to step into content creation. And as I grew up, a lot of people just kind of influenced it over the years. People used to say I was funny. I don't really see it, but
You're very
I figured I
funny.
could take
You
that
are
idea.
You are hilarious.
I
Like
appreciate it.
seriously.
See, now you went from the top, then you went down, and you got yourself back up to the ceiling now to bounce back ability.
Tactical and Vanilla Caboose for life. Yes, all the
He
love.
quit
Caboose
Rooster
for
Teeth
life.
too, so like no more Caboose, unfortunately.
They can't see me. I can't see them. Caboose is because you're facing the rock. Oh.
Donut is head queen. There is no one on top
Very
of
true.
Donut.
Very true. 100%. I love you, nice tank lady. Yes.
Mad,
Yes.
sis.
Listen, I'll sit here and have a watch party of Red versus Blue. I don't even care.
We need to do that. Legit. It needs to happen. Me, you, and Tactical need to jump on this.
This was the podcast of the Bish Bash Bosh. I think I've just lost my host. After. Oh, thank you, Trans, for telling on that. To be fair. So next one is: what was the best memory you have since you started streaming, and what was your worst memory?
Oh, yeah, by far. So the best memory I had when streaming was when PUBG came to the Xbox One. And I do drunk streams typically, on the weekends when I didn't have anything going on and it was going to be free.
I need to see that. I need to see
Yeah.
that.
I am not the most accurate to begin with when I try to play with keyboard and mouse. But when PUBG first came out, it was like the buttons were so foreign to me on the Xbox controller. I would argue that I was better with mouse and
Oh,
keyboard.
okay.
So my favorite memories come to me blowing up my whole squad every 30 seconds with a grenade that I'm trying to cook and throw through windows, or I'm trying to throw out a car to blow somebody up, only for them to blow up in our face, and then everybody just roast me for the next hour because I just blew us up and we were like the last 3 teams left.
Nice. Nice.
It also ties, I mean, to be fair, it's tied hand in hand with me trying to stream Alien Isolation, and I'm a coward, so I don't do horror. So whenever the alien would try to kill me from behind, I would turn the Xbox off midstream and just end the stream and talk to people for about a minute and a half, trying to calm myself down. You know, like way back in the day when like PewDiePie played like Amnesia, he'd go look at like puppies or kittens. And I just turned off the whole Xbox. I wasn't doing it anymore. I just gave up.
When you get back up and streaming again, Day Senpai, we're going to do Phasmophobia. Okay?
I play that. I can do that.
We'll do that, and we will make it the creepiest we can possibly make it, just to scare the shit out of you.
Listen,
because I need to see your reaction to being scared.
That's
I need to see it.
Listen, I'm the guy who curses at the ghost and insults him the whole time I'm in the house, and like gets executed 5 minutes into the level.
Oh, mate, if you were thinking that was worse, I was playing Phasmophobia with another streamer called Shani XB, and we were doing it for the first time. The first time we've ever done it. We did not know what we were doing. We just thought, sod this, we'll just have a laugh and do it. First 5 minutes, now we was trying to, we turned every single light on just to see what was doing. Next thing we knew, I said to Shani, I said, after the 5 minutes, I thought, this is strange. I was trying to do, like, you know, you do the tasks and try and make sure you get the ghost and see what it is. I said to Shani, did you lock that door? Like, no. Shit. We're stuck. We can't get out. And then the light go off. And then Shani, no, I'm not a screamer. Streamer. It's pronunciation, mate.
No.
He pretty much is. Yeah, he pretty much is.
Oh, okay.
That's from experience too, you know.
Ah, fair enough. Sorry, I thought it was just my pronunciation. But yeah, I'll you know, you notice when the ghost's chasing you, and that was the ghost where the flashlight blinks every time.
Yeah.
So I did not know what I was doing. I was pressing buttons to see what was happening. She was crying. She was laughing her head off and crying like, "How could you do this to me? You just got me killed." I thought I was shitting myself a lot. I'm legging this, and I can't get out. And then I got killed afterwards. I was like, "Well, this is going well." We did the second game, and I said, I'm standing by that door. I am not going anywhere. I'll let you do all the work." So I started by the door, legged it quick before it shuts. I was like, well, the time's been done. It was over 20 minutes. And we thought, we ain't going to get this done, have we? And then we stopped after that. I thought, yeah, we probably need a few more. Yeah.
I'll watch the camera, guys. Yeah, he's not wrong. I can see
it.
That's the one.
Let's go ahead and catch up with our comments while we've been talking. Our RTK says, I have a PhD in Roblox horror games. Vanilla says, Alien Isolation, aka Public Transit 2020.
Listen, that's like what, Public Transit 2014, I think, technically. Right, yeah. It's an old game at this point.
Daisy says, haha, I'm a shit house too when it comes to horror games. RTK says, well, that was certainly the ghost room, talking about getting the door locked.
Yeah.
Tactical goes, he's seen me get bent over by bandits. Okay, I need to see this now. I need to join you guys on some of these exploits. No lie.
You said you like MMOs. Mortal Online 2 is an MMO that just came out, and it's a lot of fun. It's pretty sandboxy too for a lot of things.
Tactical said, I'll watch the camera, guys. Sometimes I do that. If I don't want to get my sanity too low, I'll just go I'm gonna go watch the camera. Let's go chill and watch the camera, guys. Reese gave me another stretch, and Vanilla says, oh, where are those bandits now for research purposes?
Listen, join us on Mortal Online 2. We need more people so we don't get bent over in the overworld once PvP starts beating us up.
So I'm stretching for you, Reese. Here we go.
Absolutely
I'm getting those stretches in. Stretching my side again.
Absolutely insane.
I need to look into that, actually. Mortal Online 2.
Listen, the more the merrier. Anybody who wants to play can play.
I do too. I love MMOs too, Basie.
Nice one. But yeah, I can't believe that was 2 questions already. We've got 6 more to go.
Back to it. I didn't even answer the second part of that question.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The worst.
I would have to argue it has to be when Mixer started shutting down, like when I knew it was coming, but it wasn't quite there yet. Because it's like bittersweet, right? You kind of lost all motivation to want to get on and stream because you knew you were going somewhere else, but like, who
Yeah,
wanted to stream on Facebook gaming? And I wasn't big enough on Mixer to like warrant, Twitch or like anybody else wanting to reach out to me. It wasn't like, the Ninja situation and all the other streamers that came from like getting bought out by Mixer, and part of the reason they went bankrupt as fast as they did. It was just, I kind of just had to sit there and watch a ship go down. I was like the musicians on the Titanic, just playing as the ship went down around me and everyone else went down. Because after that, I didn't even switch to anything, right? I just stopped streaming for however many years it's been now.
yeah. I know what you mean. It's just insane stuff, and I just can't believe how Mixer. They thought they were trying to get big, but Twitch was just overtaking them, and everyone
They
else
did
just was
it
overtaking.
so well because, like I said, I played Xbox a lot, and being able to stream off my Xbox at 720 without there being a single hiccup, and then running OBS separately on my computer to add a couple notifications here or there and set up like the bots was all I needed it for. So you could be running like Windows 96 and still get the bots to work perfectly fine because like it really wasn't using anything from your computer.
Yeah, absolutely. RTK says I was a moderator of someone who migrated from Mixer to Facebook gaming. That move quite literally killed his career. He had an average of 20 viewers too.
Dang.
Do you play to stream on Twitch?
I think that's supposed to be planned.
Oh, do you plan to stream on Twitch?
Yes. So back to, I want to answer RTK, or at least comment on RTK's thing first, because that was what I knew was going to happen too. Because I went to go look at some Facebook streamers who were on there, like the quote unquote big guys were sitting at most 100 people average in the stream, which isn't bad. I'm not trying to judge anybody by anything, but like when your larger people only have 100 people watching the stream, it does not bode well for an entire place that's getting shut down and supposed to migrate over. I mean, you would
Yeah.
think it would help the numbers go up, but in reality, it didn't. And the weirdest thing was, it wasn't like Call of Duty that was big. It wasn't like any of the games, like PUBG wasn't big, Fortnite wasn't big. It was like Ark Survival Evolved, and I'm not crapping on Ark because I'm a huge Ark player. I made a ton of money
Ark is
playing Ark. I'm
amazing.
always gonna love the game. But like when Ark is your bread and butter on Facebook gaming, there's an issue.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
absolutely. Just saying.
Tactical goes Facebook peasants.
But and then back to the other question. Was it Basie? Yeah, I do plan actually starting Monday night. I planned on starting to go live again. I have a couple things I need to copy and paste from a notepad into like the whole about section, but I'm old
So
and there isn't much to say about me.
So hit him up with the follow, guys, if you have not already, because we're trying to give him a jump start on Twitch. Since he hasn't really come over to Twitch, we want to give him a really good jump start. And as you guys see, he's a really awesome guy, and we're having a lot of fun. So we want to give him a good head start on working towards affiliates. So all he's got to really do is just put in some time, and he's got it. So
Yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
it, guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, the big thing too that I forgot to mention it on Mixer was co-streaming was by far the best thing Mixer did right. That's realistically what got me. As much as it pains me to say it now, the whole reason I took off on Mixer as fast as I did is because the person I co-streamed with may or may not have been a titty streamer, so like, it helps. It did help. But no, after her and I parted ways too, because some friendships like that kind of eventually
Wow.
fizzle out.
Yeah.
The other people stuck around.
Hi! She always Miss Right came in at a perfect moment.
Wow. It is.
That's moment to come in for, right?
Yeah.
It's a good
Wow.
moment to come in.
Wow.
Co-streaming. I would love to have people do co-streaming too. So I would be more 100% down for co-streaming with you, Daya Senpai, for real.
Of course.
Absolutely.
But
Vanilla. I just realized RTK is the top. How you doing? I love it. I love it.
Legendary.
Tactical. I'll show Bob's.
Insane.
But
hi, Miss Right. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us. It's good to see you,
the
girl.
more the merry.
The more,
absolutely.
Yeah. So check out the link that's on Transfer's just mentioned about. Check out the daddies. The daddies.
Yeah, I see the issue.
Let me.
There's a gem where the Ed needs to be in Senpai.
Oh, okay. I fix it.
Oh,
I fix it.
I'm so
Sen,
sorry.
not
No,
Sem.
it's fine.
Yeah,
I
it's my
happened to
fault.
notice it as right before it scrolled out. I picked up on it when they said
Oh,
the
Give me
page
1
wasn't
second.
coming
I
up.
got this. I can fix this, guys. I
Yes.
will 100% fix this for you guys.
No. Yes,
But,
absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, Mad Seed.
There we
we
go.
go.
That should come
There
up
we
as
right.
it stands right now, it's pretty bare bones. I've still got to put more things into the OBS, but I got most of the layout's completely done. I've got all the about stuff kind of copied, or in a document. I got to copy and paste it over and finish that. But I've got a couple days, and we just had a blizzard here, so I got time tomorrow to take care of everything as well.
Absolutely.
RTK, oh my gosh. Hello, Aries. Thank you for joining as well. So glad you guys could come and hang out with us. Hi, guys.
Oh yeah, Aries.
So make sure you hit up Daddy Senpai's page. Give him a follow. So like we were talking about, so that he is able to get a head start on getting affiliate. He'll already have the followers he needs, hopefully, or get close to it. And then all he's got to do is just put in the rest of the work. So we want to give him a good head start.
Absolutely.
Which I appreciate all the.
And before I forget, sorry, Aries has just done a 1 year anniversary as well.
Oh, yes, Aries! All the love to you, darling. Congratulations, girl! Oh my god.
Yeah.
All about the repeat customers. That's what matters.
I am not complaining. It's like heaven. Bow down afterwards.
Aries is amazing. Aries, we gotta get you back in this season, girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
God of Subs in War. I love it. Tactical.
Have you got any more from the good or bad memories itself, mate? Or was that it?
There weren't really any bad said. It was kind of just the waiting that killed you more than anything else. And like I said, I make a fool of everything I do, and I make a fool of myself. So I can't really have a bad memory so long as I'm not getting completely tilted by what I'm playing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Fortnite did that to me a couple times. But that's when you just close it and go play Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise. Like, come on.
Yeah,
what am I, new
I
to
know,
the game?
right?
Those were the days. Those were the days.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Absolutely insane stuff. What's next? What did I say? Oh, even though that was 2 questions, because the one question was within 2 questions of each. The next one is, what game made the biggest impact on you when you were younger?
Well, the very first video game I played was Super Mario Brothers for the SNES. I was like 2, and I couldn't even jump, right? All I could do was hold right on the thumbstick, or I guess it's a D-pad at the time, and I would just run into the first Goomba and die. And that's what my mom did, as like a single parent. She just stuck me there, and I was there for hours. And then like a couple months later, I learned how to jump over him, but then I would die to the first gap because I didn't understand ledges. So I think ultimately that's what got me hooked on gaming, and it just never really failed.
Oh no!
That's
But
fair.
the video game I absolutely put the most time into is 100% Ark Survival Evolved. And I'm ashamed to admit it because it was a disgusting amount of time I played into that game. But I made so much money off of it that it was like a full-time career. So like, okay. Like, oops. Sorry,
No
not
worries.
sorry.
Yeah, and then
Tactical, I identify as a Goomba.
Honestly, if anybody, I could see it.
Me too, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, insane. And there it says, "Those damn Goombas! How dare they? How dare they?" Urgh. Can you do that again, Trumps, please? Can you do that again? That would be legendary. Yeah. Okay. We do not mess with you.
Angry kitten coming at you.
We're sorry for any technical difficulties on here. What?
RTK, I am Goomba phobic.
Goombaphobic. Mad.
Wow, Tactical. Wow.
I am not saying that on stream. That's just like the more adult version of Super Mario Brothers of Tactical.
Yeah.
Listen, that's when you accidentally download the wrong ROM hack and you pull it open.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. That's where my mind was going to.
Mario.
Wario. Is there Mario? But wrong? Oh, why? No. Why did you do that, Tactical? Why did you do that?
Listen, that just sounds like Yoda trying to get off on that one, all right?
Yeah, stop. Oh, for God's sake.
Wow. Wow.
Oh. I don't even know
He's
what to say.
not wrong. This is what he does. 100%.
Yeah. Aries, what are you doing? putting the emotes on there. I think that's the ass is on that one to be fair. But yeah, so the next one is correct me if I'm wrong. Yes. What
Shaking that bee
gaming
booty.
is shaking the booty? Shaking the booty.
Shaking the bee booty.
The
The bee
bee boot.
booty.
Oh, like bee buzz, bzz, 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 something like that all the time. What gaming conventions do you really pay attention to? Have you ever been to any paid conventions at all?
You mean like going to like E3 and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
things? Yeah. So I guess it technically depends on if you classify this one as a gaming convention, because I've gone to RTX, who have they've had a couple of like developers and things like that there in the past. Because like I said, I'm a big Rooster Teeth fan. So I've gone to most of the RTXs that have happened.
Okay.
I went to High Res Expo like 3 or 4 times because I'm a huge Smite fan. I don't like League of Legends, but I like Smite, which is way more tilting, and the community is almost more toxic. But
Truth.
gods and goddesses, and if I
100%.
that's what stuck. But I've always wanted to go to E3 or any of those big ones. And then there was
Are,
another one that I wanted to go to.
is there any? Are you thinking of planning to go at some point in the near future, or are you thinking wait till it calms down a bit with COVID itself?
It's got to be the wait till it calms down with COVID. I've also got like 16 other things I got to plan. Like we're looking into trying to move to a different state. So like that's
Oh, okay.
unfortunately money. Adult money, is the worst.
Yeah, adult.
Adulting
Oh,
breaks into your gaming so
It does.
badly. Oh my
Listen,
god.
that's why I'm hoping the streaming thing takes off anyway, right? Because
There you go.
between
you're
everything
hoping.
else, it just kind of helps. Listen,
Oh,
E4's been on the back pedal. Listen, they'll release E4 when we get Left 4 Dead 3. That's when you're gonna get E4. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm with you, Aries. I hate adulting too. Vanilla's like, Smite, I love you.
Yeah, I need more
yes.
people to play Smite with. It's just me at this point. You can't go into like ranked matches anymore by yourself. I also use a controller, so I'm an idiot. But
Yeah.
Mad.
can't
To be fair.
can't do ranked with people who are on mouse and keyboard if you use a controller because everyone cried about it. So oh no, my fun got ruined.
Oh no!
Oh
No, no. Tough. That was the answer.
But
Tough.
yeah, after the pandemic, I'd love to go to E3. I want to go back to going to RTX, but there's no way I want to. I have really bad experiences with airports. I got a good story I could tell you guys too about how Delta screwed me, out of this one thing. But I don't want to fly to Austin. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, as much as I want to go to like RTX, they usually host it out of Austin or Houston, and I really just don't want to go to either one. It's too
Oh,
hot.
okay.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to go to gaming conventions too. I mean, the only convention I've ever been to in my entire life was MTech with my friends. Since I'm here in Tennessee, it's the Middle Tennessee Anime Convention, for those who don't know. One of the
Been
biggest
to that
in
one.
this region, which is a blast. I loved it. I would always like to go to gaming conventions and be a part of that vibe with the new releases and the demos and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I would love to get into that too as well. And you, Malk, you usually go to EGX, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. It's like the European version of the games
Mhm.
coming out. But unfortunately,
Okay.
mentioned it. I was planning to go in March, but it was near me. It was like Birmingham, so it's like not about 20-minute or 40-minute train ride itself
Okay.
to get there. And it was all set ready to go, and then they said it on Twitter. They they had no choice but to cancel the event because
Yeah.
of the people that are like the advertisements like PlayStation or Nintendo and Xbox. They just don't feel ready to think that it's safe yet, which
Oh yeah.
I can
Fair.
understand. I can understand that, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying. But luckily, this is what we're good at. This is what I love about EGX. They give us the refund back
Mhm.
sooner rather than later. Because if they didn't give us the refund, it would have been I would have been cheesed off because I paid for the three days. That's
Yeah.
what I was to go and play games. That's what I love to do. And then you got quite a lot of people who love to play games like the indie games. That's what I love about it. It's just the upcoming games where you just never experience, and also the like PlayStation, Xbox,
Yeah.
Nintendo as well. But the last EGX I went to in London, it was last year. But majority is they had Virgin Media, which is like a broadband company type stuff.
I know Virgin.
yeah,
I know
like,
Virgin Media.
yeah. So it's like that. So that's what the broadband was just like promoting Fall Guys. Like they were doing like a Fall Guys event, and it was so funny because you had to be working with a team and get the crown at the top. There was like conveyor belts at the top, so you had to run up to the top to get the conveyor belt to get the king itself. But at the same time, there was not much that standed out as such of EGX. It didn't feel right at all, to be fair. But I just well, they've got another one planned in November, which you can, hopefully they would let us get back in, but fingers crossed, we'll wait and see. Miss Wright, that means you can go.
No, that's in reference to Tactical's comment. I know where that came from.
Yeah, yeah,
I knew where that was coming. I knew where that comment was going.
yeah.
So I didn't think about it until you mentioned your anime con. Living where I do, I mean, it was easy for me to get to New York Comic Con, and I've gone to that like for years. But I think my favorite one is I got to go the year before they released Dragon Ball Fighters. So I got to play like the pre-test of that, which again, as a huge Dragon Ball fan, absolutely love that. Because they did stuff like that. Like they'd have like Mortal Kombat was there. Like every year that it comes out, they typically have like a little bit of a pre-thing there that people can play. Anything that's got like a comic book or a manga like related to it too, they typically have like those fighting games or those games like showcased a little bit. That was fun. I also got to play. What was that? Do you guys know the name of that big anime brawl game that came out? It like starred all the shonen heroes on it, or was it Jump Force? Shonen Jump Force, I think it was called.
Something like that. I
Yeah, it
think.
was something. I got to play that one, but like I didn't really care for it. Although I found out you could play as Yugi in it and just beat people with the Dark Magician, and I was like, that's really
Yeah,
all that
Nice.
mattered. That's like that's all I cared for.
that's insane. That's insane. To be fair.
Tactical ever got vanilla cracking up.
Yeah, insane. I'm just reading some of the chat. I think it's just gone insane.
It's
To be
great.
fair.
I love it. I love it. We love you guys. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are just the best.
What did I say? Who are some of your biggest influences in gaming / streaming?
Yeah. So obviously, Achievement Hunter, hands down. I love each and every one of them. I've met all of those guys on multiple occasions, and I mean the
Okay.
community's taken a pretty big hit. With the last like year and a half, things that came out, from people that worked with them that kind of weren't great. Definitely put a damper on some of that, but it's still full of tons of fond memories from them. The first like real big streamer I think I watched do anything was PewDiePie before he really started blowing up, because he started blowing up the year after I graduated high school, and my senior year is really when I started watching some of his content. But I watched some of like Markiplier and stuff like that too. But realistically, it was mostly Achievement Hunter and then Rooster Teeth in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's funny enough, and he mentioned the trap card activating thing. There's a video of one of the guys from Achievement Hunter who was talking all this shit playing a Yu-Gi-Oh game online, and he was making fun of the AI, and the AI drew all 5 pieces of Exodia on the first turn and ended the game in like 30 seconds or something like that, like completely ended the duel. And that was one of like my favorite memories from like them when I was younger, because he used to get livid, and he had a whole series called Rage Quit, and that's what really made me realize that, like, I have a temper on me, it can come out. If this guy who's got like the biggest temper and he's from New Jersey and he's like the stereotypical New Jerseyan dude,
No,
then I can make something happen.
Tactical. I love it.
mad seeds. To be fair, the next question. I know you've coming to like a rebirth, should we say? So,
Yes.
But relate to this question, you can say how long you did before you stopped and
Yeah,
then
of course.
come back. So the question would have been, how long have you been streaming for? So in the first part, when you streamed for the first time, how long did you stream for? It's exactly
I streamed every day for about 8 to 8.5 months, so it wasn't super
okay.
long because I didn't know Mixer actually existed. And that was I stopped around the time they announced that they were going to be closing Mixer down. It was like I went for a couple days after the initial announcement, then I started losing my zest for it. And it's really been about the last like 3 or 4 months I've wanted to get back into doing it, mostly because I've been wanting to like just roll over because of COVID, because once I'm home from work I had nothing to do, and now that the office stuck me into working from home. I've really got nothing to do. So
And you met me.
yeah, that helped too. It did.
Oof,
It helped a
absolutely.
lot.
So, in relation to that, what was
Yeah.
your favourite milestones along the way at the time? I know you did 8 months, but what was your best milestone?
Yeah, so I got like, I don't know if you want to call it like affiliated or like partnered with Mixer. I don't remember what they called it, but like it took me less than a week to hit the viewer cap that they needed between the person I was streaming with, who at the time she didn't even have a big following, but at the time Call of Duty, so maybe my timeline's mixed up. It's got to be more than 8 months, but
Okay.
it was a lot more than 8 months. But we started streaming when Call of Duty World War II came out, because
Okay.
that had the Nazi zombies on it, and we were really quick into finding out the Easter egg. So we ran people through the Easter egg for like days at a time on stream. So I definitely have the time period wrong here. It all blended together.
I'm laughing. I'm smiling at the chat because they're going back and forth.
Yeah.
First off, okay, the reason why I made that comment tactical is because I told him and City that I streamed. That's how we talked about that, because I talked about it, and he said, I've been thinking about possibly getting back in. I said, oh well, yeah, I mean, definitely do it. It'd be great. And we started talking about it and bringing that back up, and we've known each other for not terribly long, but for a little while. And
it's going on almost a month now. Isn't that weird to think about?
Yeah, so weird. And so that's why I say that tactical first off, and I'm not trying to wedge into your friendship, so don't worry about that.
Speech
Listen,
mark.
there's a lot of space when he's shooting out the windshield constantly, you know?
Yeah.
See? Windshields.
Yes, so
this guy's legendary.
Listen, gotta be petty. That's how you get
here. Absolute legendary.
Tactical. I'm not trying to take him away from you. Oh my gosh, he's getting defensive over here. Holy shit, dude.
Tactical says, yeah, we were just talking about it yesterday. I have been trying to get back in. He is my bro. Mine.
Dear, even. Oh my god, you guys. No, it's not like that. Hey now. Don't you give them any fuel for the fire, sir.
We'll have to wait and see how everything goes out at the end of this podcast.
It is a total romance between the two of them. Seriously, Vanilla and Tactical, it really is.
But I didn't finish answering your question too, so I'll get back to that before I let you go. No, you're fine. Like I said, you gotta show everybody.
The chat just started flaring up.
Oh, definitely. That's a good thing. That's what you want to see. Yeah, so my favorite milestones are definitely when I got partnered. Back then when I streamed, it was under King Charming. Mostly because it was a Lonely Island quote. Anybody who knows the Lonely Island knows how goated Andy Samberg is just at any given point in the day. I love the man.
So
but I would say it was around the time I got partnered, because it took me no time at all to actually hit that. It was just the matter of, you got to hold it for a set amount of time, with the set amount of daily streamers, and you got to have a set amount of hours in there. So, I hit it fast enough to where I just basically had to ride it out. When Fortnite went big, for the Battle Royale, because I'm the idiot who bought the $150 edition of the story mode for Fortnite, touched it once, and then the Battle Royale launched, and I never touched it again.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. No, I'm an idiot. So see, somebody else did it too. Yeah, no, Fortnite wasn't going to be a Battle Royale at first. Everybody seems to forget that. It was literally save the world with nothing else in it.
Yeah, true. 100%.
Yeah, see, he did the same thing. I'm not alone for once. Listen, we didn't get completely cheated because we got to play as Penny, and she was super thick, and that's what really mattered. She had like 4 C's at the end of that, all right? But no, first in, yeah, so my favorite thing is when the Battle Royale took off, they eventually added the silenced pistol. And once they added the silenced pistol, I started having really good games, but it got to the point where when I was having friends and viewers hop into the stream, I would let them pick the weapon I use. And more often than not, they were trolling me. It was like, yeah, I got to take the pickaxe out. But when you win a Battle Royale game with just the melee weapon that does literally nothing, then it's like, those are the moments that you live for. Those are the ones where you're just joking around with your friends. Yeah.
In D&D, since you have D&D background, we call that a natural 20. That's an epic success.
It is.
insane stuff as well. We've got 3 more questions left. I can't believe
Take
we've
your
just
time.
done. We're trying. I'm trying, mate. I'm trying, but we got the chat going like crazy bonkers as well.
I love it. It's great. It's
It's mad, to be
amazing.
fair. Yeah, great, absolutely fantastic.
Posture
as
check
well.
from Tactical Fluff My Lumbar.
No, I mean,
Alright, here we go.
RTK is not wrong.
So the next question is: when was the moment you really decided to take up gaming as a hobby?
I can't even tell you. Like most of my like come to Jesus moments, or like I can actually remember anything going on has to involve gaming. It's just always been there ever since I was little. Like before I can remember any real coherent thoughts, I've always been gaming. It's always been a hobby.
Fair enough.
My mom
fair enough.
resents my dad for sitting me down in front of the Nintendo the first time that he had done it. But that was it. It was a done deal ever since they set me down. And then,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Is there a game that is releasing soon that you're super hyped to play?
yes. And it's funny. I'm so hyped to play this, but I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. I think it's like a Days Gone or a Days Past, something like that. It's this new zombie survival game that's coming out, and I literally can't remember the name of it. But it's supposed to be like open world and MMO-ish, just kind of like the Division was to an extent, where there's also going to be like safe houses, quote unquote, where you can have other players that are online that you can trade with and do stuff, but people can also raid your bases and stuff. And I've talked about it with
That's cool.
Tactical, and a bunch of people from In City want to get it too, so we're trying to plot together to play. Had you asked me like a month and a half ago, I would have said something probably completely unrelated though.
Oh, okay.
I've just
Timing,
gotten let
man.
down
It's
by
all
like I've
timing.
gotten
It's
let
all the
down by like
timing.
everything that's released over the last year. I haven't really been super into anything I've bought, so I feel like I've just been wasting money.
Ah, fair dues. Fair dues.
You can go mudding? What? That's amazing.
RTK Save the World was pretty fun. I remember helping my friend scamming innocent children. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Listen, little kids are the worst on Fortnite though. As much as like I'll give the game credit and kudos for what it's done to the gaming community, the children are the worst part of that. And I think that's why
That is so
Fortnite got
true.
such a bad rap.
Yeah, absolutely. At the
Vanilla says
same
that
time,
game sounds like the future of Corona.
Listen, that's realistically what the Division
Hey.
was, right? Because the Division was a game where somebody released a plague on Black Friday, and then it shut the world down, and then crime and all the other stuff started taking over. So it's close enough to Corona.
Tactical says, "Daddy, be excited for Lost Ark." Damn it!
See, I've been burned by so many games like that, right? Like I got the Diablo 2 remaster or whatever, and then I had friends to play it with for like 2 days. And then I kind of fell off of Diablo, and Lost Ark is just another Diablo-esque game that I'm sure I won't play with anyone or I'll get bored of after 2 days.
Yeah.
As much as it
Maybe.
looks cool and I'm going to pick it up.
Tactical.
I'm gonna,
Now
listen, he's been trying
Tactical's
to
reaming the shit out of you.
yeah, he's been trying to sell me on it for like about a week and a half now, I think, if not a little longer.
And has it worked?
No,
At
not
all?
really. I was already looking into getting it, but I don't want to get the special edition to play it early. I don't want to buy any edition of it to play it like super early or anything. I'm gonna get it.
You just gotta redouble your efforts now, Tactical. That's all it is.
Listen, I just bought the new Pokemon game, and I've been enjoying the hell out of that, contrary to what everybody else has said. So,
Vanilla.
Mission failed. We'll game next time. That's what Code will say as well, to be fair. The lowest package you can get in early is $15. I think that might be. I think that might be £10 or 10 quid. Not
Yeah.
not Quidditch. Not Quidditch
Tim
version.
Quidditch, you know.
Yeah, 10
Not
Quidditch.
Quidditch and not the Golden Snitch. Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
I can sit here and make these jokes, but as soon as we leave and we're done here and we wrap up, I'll get beat up by the fiance because I'm making fun of Harry Potter, and that's like her blood. So, like, she could get cut and she'll bleed butterbeer, and like,
Yeah. Absolutely insane.
I mean, I am 100% with your fiance on that though. Like, okay, so the boyfriend and I got to a point where we were going to have like a Harry Potter marathon like a year or two ago.
how?
And we actually looked up a butterbeer recipe, so we have butterbeer consistently during this marathon. And it was the best thing we've ever done. It was so good.
When her and I started dating, Mandalorian was a thing, but But then I also went to Galaxy's Edge like right before. I got to go to Galaxy's Edge right before Corona hit. So I wanted to get the blue milk there. I got the green milk instead with the tequila, and it is by far the most I put a lot of disgusting things in my body. I'm not even going to say phrasing, but this is by far the worst thing I've ever put in my body. It was bad. It was horrendous. The
I
tequila
will
sat
keep
on
that
top
in
of milk.
mind.
Yeah, the tequila sat on top of like whatever the quote unquote milk is made out of, which is like different types of juice
Oh
and like
my
coconut
god.
milk, and it was awful. Never do it to yourself. It's not worth the $15 for the drink.
I think we've heard some new content now. What's going to happen? To be fair, what's going to happen next time on the drinking stream? Do not do this at home. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I've already just done
100%.
it. I've already just done it. To be fair. Last question. Last question. I cannot believe it. We'll just zoom through all these lovely questions. Do you have any suggestions for potential streamers?
Yeah, believe it or not, I think the most important thing these days is finding at least one other person you have some type of back and forth with, because it's easier if sometimes you pretend the stream isn't there, like the viewers. I'm not saying ignore them, but a big thing for people is they get overwhelmed by the chat coming in, the notifications from donations or followers, when you first start out. It really helps if you have somebody there to help alleviate it, like how you guys do your back and forth. One of you notices the chat for like the point redemptions, or one of you
Yeah.
notices the chat popping off before the other one does. You can balance that sort of thing, even if you guys are streaming together between like types of co-streaming and stuff like that. Typically when one person starts talking about the chat, it'll bring the other person's attention back to it, but don't make it your sole focus, because then the gameplay and your personality suffers, and then that's an issue.
Absolutely, and I think that's what you said. It's the connection, and make sure that like you get the right tone or the right scenarios itself. I mean, I've known trans for it feels like decades. To be fair, it feels like decades. To be fair, I'm not saying decades is in loads of decades, but basically known it for a long time. To be fair, from
Since I
GTA,
started streaming, actually.
yeah, from the streaming side, and I said this last week, and I as you can see the lovely face of this, I didn't get into the camera. I didn't want to do the camera at all. I just did the GTA streams and just having a good time. But Trent
Took
said
a
to me,
lot of coaxing.
yeah, it was like, you got to do this. You got to do
Definitely.
this.
And there is one other thing to keep in mind, is if you do stream things like Grand Theft Auto or 18 plus streams, make sure you just mention it's 18 plus. I ran into an issue where even though my stream said it was 18 plus on Mixer, somebody's parent tried to flame me for like an hour and a half one time, and I was just like, because I was
my
playing Grand
God.
Theft Auto when I loaded in from GTA Online, I was inside the Vanilla Unicorn, which if you guys don't know is the strip club.
Hey!
And like, oops. Like, it happens. Like, I had no
There you
control over
go.
where I rendered in, and because that her mom happened to be sitting right there when that happened, it was just like, well, I have zero control over where the game put me. It just threw me inside the strip club.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just driving to the strip club on
But
there. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
it's even worse though, because Grand Theft Auto Online, if you I played it in first person sometimes because that was the big thing on the Xbox One. It loaded me in first person. The strippers are just right there. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I was set up for failure.
The only time you really have to worry about that is if you're in the private room and there's a dancer right upon you. That's the only time you really need to worry about that. Because, I mean, the rest of it's just like bikinis.
Not always. Some of them
Sometimes.
out there,
Sometimes
yes.
it's
But that's also coming from, like, I was also raised to not really care about that type of thing. Like, my mom bought me the original Grand Theft Auto San Andreas when it first came out on the Xbox when I was like, however young I was like 11, I think. And like, that was the one that had all the hot coffee stuff in it, which was definitely not meant for kids to see. And it was just like, oh well, it's there. What you gonna do?
Yeah, absolutely insane. To be fair.
Okay, I'm gonna go in through the chat. We got quite a bit going on here. So you asked about suggestions. Tactical goes Bob's and Tubs.
Yeah.
RTK goes milk plus literally any other drink is always going to be disgusting. That's not necessarily true. If you do milk and this is for those drinkers out there, milk and Kahlua,
yeah,
and vodka, a little bit of vodka, it's amazing. Not gonna lie. Okay.
How many of you had those trans before you said, yeah, that's amazing?
No, my mom made them for me. We had
Oh,
even
really?
if you don't put vodka in it, if you just do Kahlua and milk, it's just alcoholic chocolate milk.
It's good. It's good. It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Bailey's and coffee. Irish coffee.
Vanilla says,
Yeah.
what about milk tea boba? Boba's amazing, by the way.
Mm.
And RTK agrees, but everything else is awful.
Yep.
And Tactical said, I like my lap dances from Little Timmy. Little Timmy has not been in the city in a long, long time. Tactical. Okay. And RTK said, clearly you didn't set your spawn point to your house online. Vanilla goes, she was upset in GTA, the game that's infamous for picking up prostitutes and shooting them.
That's my point, though, right? The stream clearly said I was playing Grand Theft Auto. The stream in general is 18 plus, right? Like I've got a sailor mouth, and I'm just gonna call it a sailor mouth anyway. But like, look at me, I'm not politically correct either. It's just kind of like the stuff that comes out of my mouth. Nobody under like 21 should even be present for. Let's be honest.
That's true. that's. I mean, if you watch my streams, I mean,
Oh.
Listen,
right.
I'm sure they've
actually
heard dumb
quite
things that I've said.
tame. I'm actually quite tame during the podcast. No lie. You can ask Malk. I my own streams, I do not give two shits. I'm quite tame in the podcast. He's got he knows. He knows. White Russians are amazing tactical. You are
Yes.
100% correct.
White Russians are phenomenal. I'm one. I should know.
I loads of them, to be fair, they're amazing. And Tactics says, I will be a menace. RTK says, Gen Z teens are the least pure beings in the world. They'll be fine.
Good
I found
point.
out I was a millennial, by the way. I had no idea. How long was I making fun of millennials, and then I found out I was one?
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I am technically not a millennial because I'm just outside of the age level for that.
Mm-hmm.
My age group is like the group in between millennials and the generation that came before us.
Gen X would be the
Gen
one
X.
before you, yeah.
So I mean, they like to call us like I don't know what they want to call us, but we are like the lost kids.
Mm-hmm.
For
The
like
lost-
a few years, there's like no placement for us because we didn't grow up like millennials and we didn't grow up like Gen X. We were right there in between.
Yeah, and like Tactical, and I talked about it. I actually looked it up the other day because I told it to him. I was like, technically I'm a millennial, and I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I was born in '92,
Yeah.
and I could have sworn I was like Gen Z my entire life. And then
You're a
just,
millennial.
I'm a millennial.
See, here's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing, and you guys are about to learn something about trans that y'all will not normally hear. Okay, so I am about 10 years older than you.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like my generation, like that early 80s group, we didn't fit in anywhere.
Yeah.
We were like in between.
Right, and then I was born in '92, which is where the tech boom happened. So like we started off as being get home before the streetlights come on to me never leaving the house because all I did was play video games and sit on the internet.
I say there's a Gen Zer who had unlimited access to the internet at the age of 7. Very true. Very true.
Listen,
We're like a year away
it
from
was.
not being millennials.
Oh, unbelievable. Mine was like the late or just
Me either,
past the
vanilla.
mid.
It's fine.
Yeah, but it feels weird, doesn't it? I thought, isn't it?
Mhm.
The differences as well.
It's so weird.
Imagine like sorting out the dial-up of the internet back in the day, and you're like, get off the phone, get off the phone line. We need the phone.
Those modems. Oh my god.
But AOL moments.
Oh god.
That was
the free AOL that everybody got in the mail.
Yeah. I
And
even
my
had
mom.
Every year.
Yeah.
New AOL, same as the old
What, a 14-day
AOL.
trial for AOL?
There you go. Yes,
Yeah.
that bullshit.
They had them at like Walmart, right at the registers, and like the little thing where you could just grab a sleeve of them and take them with you.
It's kind of weird to see how the youngest of Gen Z are literally raised on the internet. We got exposed to the internet early though. Like when I was in kindergarten, I was playing the original Oregon Trail on those old Macs. So that's what we did. That's how we did it in kindergarten. That was like our free day. We went to play Oregon Trail because it was slightly historically correct, and dying from dysentery was never fun. So just saying. Yeah. So we got exposed to it early on, but it wasn't. We're not considered millennials. I mean, some people consider us millennials, but we're not.
Which is
when chat rooms are full of researchers and lonely single guys who didn't have the technology to send dick pics. I'm trying to play AOL chess. Yes, tactical.
I think that's the perfect way.
We gotta hydrate from our very own Daddy Senpai.
Listen, I'm like 3/4 of the way down already, guys.
I'm figuring he's trying
Oh,
to do his hydrates for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo. Yes,
Mhm.
Tactical. Yahoo Games had they had the board
Yes.
game. They had all those weird chess games as well. There was some
Well, they
proper
had the
weirdos
weirdos in the
in there.
chat rooms too, is what he's talking about. And yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I
Vanilla
gotta agree with Vanilla though.
MSN chat and the games were for the cool people, the
Cool kids.
sick people.
Listen, who was rocking the sidekick, right? You know, I had the old Nokia that was indestructible, but then my upgrade after that was the sidekick.
Oh, get in there.
The razor.
Nice.
The razor
Razor.
was so
I
big.
had the
Oh my
Razer
God.
Chocolate, I think they called it too. It was the Samsung phone that it was like the ugliest little rinky dink thing.
It's terrible.
Mad, to be fair.
Mm.
I believe that is the questions sorted for segment 3.
Listen, yeah.
And we've got 2 hours and 50 minutes already been placed. We got the famous bit, but before we get to the segment 4, I have to do what I have to do as
We
normally
have
each.
to. We have to.
I know. Otherwise, Chance is going to kill me every single week. Side notes, which build up
Side notes.
which build up to the update on GTA RP. So,
I haven't had any side notes today. It's crazy.
so
I think I think our side notes have been incorporated into our conversation.
yeah, insane, to be fair. But yeah, we got updates on GTA RP
We'll
from
cover up with the chat real quick and then we'll do that. So
from both people who are in the same city.
yeah,
We're gonna get some more double helpings, all being well. So I'll let you
totally.
carry on. I'll let you carry on, Chance.
I was gonna say catch up with the chat first before we go into our updates on GTA RP.
Okay. Tactical says I had a Nokia. Lol. I don't know which. I had the Matrix Nokia. I think it was where it was slide out the original.
The
like
brick,
in the 90s.
the Nokia
The
brick.
Yeah, yeah. Not. Do you remember the N-Gage? The weird N-Gage one.
Yeah,
So-
I remember that.
And people thinking that they were going to do it with a phone and play games doesn't work out. And it was like a weird brick. It was like one of
Yeah.
those weird ones. Like, hello? And you're like, this doesn't work out. But just try and have a look at the chat quickly. Sorry. Had a Nokia. RTK says no, but like you have literal babies already watching YouTube on their parents' tablets. That's not compatible. Comparable to my childhood nor yours.
That's true. 100%.
Tactical says I used to show people that I could throw it. RTK, I don't know what it means by that, but
The
we'll have to get that.
Nokia. The Nokia.
Yeah, the Nokia, that thing was indestructible. Mine got
It
backed
was.
over by an SUV and it just worked perfectly fine. It didn't matter. Screen didn't crack or nothing. None of the buttons popped out. It was fine. Yeah, the thing was indestructible.
RTK says GTRP update the gang robs a convenience store.
The gang tried to rob a convenience store and then Tactical flew
We'll
out the
get
windshield and
there.
ruined it.
We'll get there. We will get there.
Tactical
Tactical goes
says-
Matrix Razor.
Yeah, Vanilla. Double helping sounds like a fan fiction tag. Absolutely.
Kind of does.
Yeah.
It kind of does. All right.
Uh,
So updates on GTRP. Let's go ahead and get into that. So yes, the last time we tried to rob the store, which was not aired, mind you, on my stream or anyone's. So we did good. Everything was going well. We got our stuff. We got to go out and everything. It was me, Lion, and Xander.
but there's always a but.
So we got out and we got in the chase and everything was all good. And Line's actually a really, really good driver. So I mean, I have to give props to Tactical. Like Lion is legit like a good driver, seriously. And and then but something happened. I don't know what happened, but Lion goes flying out the window. Next thing I know, Xander's in the front seat. And I'm like, what the hell? What happened? And it's like, Lion just flew out the window. I was like, oh shit. So I moved up to the passenger seat. We're running out of gas. My car is about to like die on us. We're like, what the hell are we doing? And as Olivia, I'm like, I'm not letting him go down by himself. So I just literally combat roll out of the car, just roll. And Xander just keeps on going while we're like right on fumes. And I put my hands up for the cops. I'm trying to distract them so Xander can get away. But the car's dead. So Xander takes off and goes to hide, which I look back and he's not, I couldn't see him. Like, okay, maybe he might get away on this because Xander's the only lawyer in the city. don't want him to go down because he can't get himself out of it. So I'm like sitting there talking to the cops. They cuffed me and everything. You know, we're having a conversation. There's two of them. One's filling up the truck. The other one goes searching for Xander. I don't see him. So I'm like, okay, maybe he might get away. And then all of a sudden, I see a bullet coming from a bush out of nowhere. And then a taser. And Xander's on the ground shaking and getting cuffed. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I told him before the stream, like, I was trying to give you time to get away. He said I couldn't go anywhere. The car had no gas. I'm like, well, I guess what we're gonna do? Tell him, hey, we gotta fill up, guys. We can't keep this chase going. So, which would not have happened.
That's mad. That is. Oh,
The store robbery live though actually went really well. We got away on that one.
We need to.
You're welcome.
That was also Xander's doing, mind you.
Before I carry on, sorry, Aries, thank you so much for popping by. You're an absolute amazing person. Thank you so much. And congratulations again, 1 year anniversary. Absolute amazing stuff. So check her out as well. I'll catch you later with that, Aries. But yeah, have a good night. Have a good time as well. But yeah, I want to see this episode. It looks like an episode of Cops.
It wasn't live. It was not live. It was just us goofing off and being dickheads.
She has the other heist though that they did where they needed help because the cops were technically almost breaking the rules of like the city where there was too many of them for the incident. So I took this truck I have, which she lovingly calls the Abomination, and I just pile drove through like half the cops that were chasing them. I was like, I don't know what happened. You guys came out of the parking lot. I didn't see you there.
He's like, okay, two of them are. I think it was like three of them. I think, and you took out two of them.
Three of the cops. Yeah.
There was 3 cars of cops, and he's like, two of them are. I took out 2 of them for you, so we only had the 1 cop left. And Line did some amazing driving and some amazing hiding, and we're like, shh. I'm like trying to be quiet so they don't hear us as they're driving past us because we're like tucked in like a hole. I'm like, okay. I was like, all right, I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. And they did. They passed us, and we got away scot-free, no problems. It was just this last one was a little bit crazy.
He just needs to keep himself in the car next time and fill up the car, and we'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. I wear a monkey mask and a suit with a top hat when I'm robbing bank or hitting convenience stores with them and everything. And then I play the Donkey Kong theme song from the Nintendo 64. So I won't be able to do that when I stream the game, but I can still wear the mask.
Seriously tactical. You were there and then you weren't, and I literally like, what happened to Line?
She was like, I'm gonna go in my head real quick. He's like, that's a bad idea, or this isn't the time to do it. And then he's out the windshield, and he's like, what the fuck happened? And I was in the passenger seat leaving, or the driver's seat leaving from that point on. I wasn't
even in my head for that long. I came back pretty quickly. I'm like, I'm gone for like a minute. What happened?
She said, I'm going into my head. He said, that's a bad idea. He was out the car. I think he didn't even finish his sentence, and he was already flying out the windshield. It was so bad. I was like, oh my god.
And I come back, and I'm like, what happened? Where's Line? He's like, he flew out the windshield, so he's driving, and I'm passing up in the passenger seat.
Mind you, her car's like smoking and half broken at this point because of the way he hit the tractor. It just killed the durability of the engine, and I'm just trying to get away, and I'm like, it's not working. They move faster than we do.
It was great. It was great.
Mad, to be fair. When you do that again, can you please record this because I want to see this episode.
Again, we will. I'll have to get if it happens again. We'll have to clip it and share it or something, Mel, because it was pretty crazy how it happened. He flew out the windshield. Yeah, he did. He like, are you gonna go get dinner? He's like, let's go get food. He was like, no. He just casually mixed it. Like, what the hell? And I'm like,
I didn't even have. Yeah, I didn't think I had the car to switch seats either, so it was one of those ones where he left the windshield. Like, there's a command to like let me move into the driver's seat from the passengers. So I just started. You could hear the cops. Like, I wish it was recorded. They're like, did he just fly out the windshield? And like, you hear the tires screech, and then I start taking off down the road again because I was like, I'm not waiting for the cops to figure out he flew out the windshield.
It was great. It was amazing. It was so much fun.
I would love to see this. I want proper proof of this because I want to see that again. I know that probably won't happen again. Ironically,
I could probably find the cop who got the body cam footage and get the info from.
Probably. Actually, I know who would have had it. At least one of them I know who would have it. I can probably ask them in the chat and say, hey, do you have body cam footage of that heist that happened with Olivia, Line, and Xander? We really need that clip.
It might
It
be.
might be. It might be.
Well, because the funny thing is like the cops are coming up and they're just trying to have a casual conversation with us, and she's like, "What do you want me to do?" I'm like, "I think you need to shoot him." And the cops are like, "Wait, you need to shoot us?" And like you hear them from like the next car over, and I'm like, they gotta go.
And I'm trying to aim at the back window, and like I have a wing. It's a medium wing. It's not the biggest wing, but I have a wing, and it's like blocking the back window. And so I'm trying to aim, and I can't get a good shot on them because I can't aim down far enough to hit their tires, but I can't aim at them as they're further away because they're in the spot on the wing. So I'm like, what the shit? As I couldn't get an angle, and then I was like, I'm not letting them go down alone. Just kept going.
But RTK has a good point. That's a tactical question for you.
The fucked up part about it is Line didn't even go down for the shit. I'm the only person that went down for the shit. Xander gets off, Line gets off, my ass is in prison.
To be fair, they took away my gun license, but that didn't stop me from going and immediately getting an illegal gun. Wait, then we need to talk about what happened while you were incarcerated, because you couldn't see it. This idiot picks me up in front of the cops, like, police station in a cop car. And I'm like, come on, man. He stole a cop car to pick me up from the police precinct.
Yeah, and I was I was like, okay, trying to get out, and I was, and the jail was messed up, and I realized it was messed up, and I told them that it was messed up. So when my time was up, I still was stuck in there, and I'm like, I can't get out. I can't get out of jail. What the hell?
Yeah.
And all my shit gets taken. Yeah.
He stole the same cop car that arrested us. It was still fucked up from the chase and everything. It had like half the tank of gas.
You're right, Vanilla. I should just Uber to get away. It'd be great.
The thing that confuses me, right? So we were doing the store robbery. Inside the robbery was me and Line, who's tactical. We were robbing the registers, and she was on lookout, right? I went to go into my menu to drop the radio to play the Donkey Kong rap, because that's like my thing. Every time I hit a store, I'm going to play the Donkey Kong rap, and then I'm going to get away. So they're going to know it's me by now because they heard it last time. But like, I walked outside and the cops were there, and I didn't hear anything from her over the radio, who was supposed to be our lookout, about the cops coming. Like, there was no, hey, look, the cops are coming.
I did say that because we thought we were going to get away, and we didn't. They came to the last minute, and I said, "Oh, they're here now." As we're getting ready to walk out the door,
running out the store
like,
already, and she's like, "Oh, they're here now." I'm like, "Yeah, I see that." I was like, "What? You didn't see them coming down the road? There was no warning."
Cool.
I actually did tell you guys on the radio. I guess the delay on the radio was fucking
awesome. No.
I came outside and the cops were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm getting in the car." And I just got in the passenger seat, and they took off down the road for like half a minute for him to hit the tractor and fly out the windshield. It was like, when you were like a little kid and your parents catch you doing something red-handed, and you're like, "Nothing," and then you try to run away, and then they just chase after you relentlessly. That was exactly what that was.
Yeah, that's how that happened.
I could just imagine it. I could just imagine it now. Like, what's going on here? Like, nothing. And then you just drive like that, just doing something. And then like, oh, it's like one of those comedy films. Like they're just coming out of the windscreen shield, just like that'll be it. God, my worst
I
chase
feel like
ever.
Tactical never watched Zombieland, where like rule number 2 was to make sure you fasten your seatbelts.
Yes.
Yeah. Man immediately just
I had mine on
the road.
It's blood. It's a trail of blood.
And it's funny because whenever he was doing like races off on the side, when he was just like, doing stuff like illegally with like cops and stuff, I was the one shooting out the windshield every 6 seconds because I didn't have my seatbelt on. But then here we go, and like an actual police chase, and this man doesn't have his seatbelt.
He swears he had it on, guys. But I mean, honestly, he still flew out the window. At the end of the day, he still flew out the window.
It's basically you're getting rinsed here, Tactical, whatever happens tonight. So tough.
We love you, Tactical. You know that, buddy.
I'm not sure about that after this podcast. We'll have to find out. To be fair.
I don't think he is either.
Vanilla says, Tactical, is that one friend who pulls the seatbelt over but doesn't click it in place?
Exactly. Listen, Tactical, you just need to join up with our other group that we have going on, so that way there's more of us, and we're less likely to get hosed, so we can frame someone else.
And then,
I just don't know how it happened. I don't know how it happened that you still flew out the window, dude.
We weren't going that fast. I swear we were going like 40 miles an hour because he had just turned around or just turned a corner when he hit it, and he was just on the floor dead. And I was like, Okay.
You know, if you said that again, mate, you said that, like, oh, a while ago, like 10 miles an hour, and then he flinked off the windscreen shield. And like, how did you get out of that for 10 miles? No, that'll be it. But yeah, I can't believe it. That was just insane. Have you got any more updates on
Crazy.
GTOP? Or that's it?
Everything.
Olivia, I will say Olivia, we originally the plan was I'm still getting echo, I don't know what's going on. Originally the plan was that Olivia and Lime were going to drop the mechanic shop on the 10th when the business license comes up. But I think we're going to work something out. I think Line's going to try and help Olivia out and work something out where we can get transference of ownership. And that way Olivia can still keep her mech shop, since that's like her dream. It has been her dream for like forever. And as long as anybody's ever known Olivia, she's been a mech. So I mean, hopefully we'll be able to do that. And Line has his own business idea that he's planning on doing. And they're going to have the same business in the same area of the city. And also tactical, we can announce that Line bought a house. And we're going to get one for me as well too. But right now we're sharing it. So there's a house, which is nice. Right down the road from the shop, which is great.
Yeah.
Is it the
Across
same
the
shop?
street from Xander's house.
Is that the same shop that you that the convenience store that you robbed and then the police tried to
No.
chase?
No, that
No,
was
but-
in city.
I was trying to drive to my house to hide from the cops when everything
Tried.
was wrong. There was no gas in the car.
It's
They didn't fill up the car for some reason.
I don't know. I have no clue how that happened. We also kind of drove. We tried to drive around a little bit, and like I said, the one before that, the heist before that Line and Olivia did with Xander was great because it went. Well, Xander was helping in the back, not with us, but it went well because Xander got rid of the cops and we were able to lose them. So, but it's just one of those things. I was like, all right, it's gonna be good because I knew Line could drive, and no, Line goes flying out the window, and there's no gas in the car. Just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
I'm a bit worried. I'm going to call this podcast the tactical that flew out of the tactical that flew out the windscreen without the seatbelt, or the seatbelt incident. That's what I could call
The
this
seatbelt incident. There we go.
But I feel like
I'll flip it down.
Yeah, I feel bad because
Never.
that'll be for him to join in. That'll be for Joe.
I 100% said tactical that you are an amazing driver. I did say that 100%. I gave you your due.
But you did say and rinsed him about the seatbelt incident.
It was the seatbelt that was the problem.
Yeah.
If we would have stayed in the car, we might have gotten away.
Yeah.
To a round of gas.
Nah, I would have put the cops down by then. Listen, when we would have hit the quarter tank mark, if I was in the passenger, I would have rinsed the guy in the driver's seat and just called it. We would have been fine.
Mad scenes, to be fair.
It's funny, like they said, I'm the only lawyer in the city. So what are they gonna do?
Yeah, 100%.
Are they going down? No. Was you there? Yeah. Did you get caught? Yeah. Are you a lawyer? Yeah. Are you gonna try to get out of it? I could try.
That's what I told them too, right? And the thing is, like, they're supposed to like read you your rights and everything when they arrest you. They didn't read me my rights. They just threw me in the back of the car and took me away. And I was like, oh man, guess who's got that?
Mad. Absolute mad scene. Right. See about Patrick Starr. I'm not going to say. I'm not too fair. Okay, so that's the main topic of the updates on GTRP for those guys. Unless there's any more that I should know of.
Do you have anything else to add?
Listen, everything I try to do is just scuffed beyond all belief. I can't really do anything. I own a house I can't get into. I have 3 cars. I can only access one because I can't get into any of them. My cars get swallowed every time there's an update to the city, and I have to have the government give me a new car.
I can vouch for this.
It happens every day. I bought a boat, and there was no way to fill the boat up with gas for like a month. And then they put an airport in my backyard. From the only reason I bought the house is because it was on beachfront property. Then they put an airport there over the beach and then ate the dock. So now I can't even take up the boat that it took me a month to use because there was no gas.
Oh no!
The ongoing saga about Xander's problems in the city.
And then I've got like 7 tickets open, and they gotta think I'm an asshole. It's like I come to it with a new issue every other day, but nobody else is bringing it up.
Oh my god!
I mean, Vanilla's not wrong.
It's truth.
America in real life. No way. Okay, so that was the latest update of GTRP.
There
Yeah,
you
that
go,
was
guys.
my answer as well with that. So now
Scuff
next
store
one.
robberies and the like.
Forget GTA RP. It's accurate RP in Tactical's version as well. The last part of the podcast, which you guys have been all eager to do, and yeah, and if you want to say
Yeah.
your question will appear at the bottom if it's valuable. So basically, if you got a question to either me, Trance, or Tyler as well, specify that the name if it's a specific question, or if there's no name, that means we have all got to answer the question. That's all you have to do.
Usually.
Usually, or they say all three of us. We have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, it's insane stuff. I mean, I cannot wait for you to start your own return.
Me too. Me too.
It's like the
Return.
re-return at this point too, because I tried to stream at another point in time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm putting this on the chat on the stream
I love
because
it.
that's
I
what.
love it. It's great.
So, Tactical has said to Tyler, OnlyFans.
I mean, I don't see a reason why not, right? Like, there's got to be like for all this, there has to be some sort of people who want to see what's going on under the hood.
Oh, you talking about the
Okay.
overlay with the name with the chow on the bottom? Yeah, it's great. It's great. We started using that. We started using that. It's amazing.
But
Only beards. I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Was you going to carry on with that question?
Yeah, go
Sorry,
carry
yeah.
on. You're good.
Okay, cool. So there's next one from Vanilla for Daddy. That sounds so wrong to type, but so right. Best it or circuit? Circuit? I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry.
So, funny enough, myself, gotta go with Circat, especially the Xenomorph skin. As funny as it is, considering how much of a coward I am, Chef's Kiss, as long as the steampunk one. Bastet does have that skin where she's like hella Japanese decked out though, and it is like the most cancer VGS thing I have ever heard in my life. And by
Okay.
that is I'll have to find you two outside of all this, and I'll send you like a clip of her like in-game callouts and everything because the spam is unreal because it's all in Japanese and it's real bad.
No way. That's bad.
Sorry.
But Circat, to fully answer the question.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Tactical did put only beards instead of OnlyFans. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. Imagine
I keep
that.
saying I'm gonna shave the beard off and turn it into a handlebar mustache whenever the fiance starts yelling at me for something, and then I quickly.
Can you imagine it? Can you imagine if you did forget OnlyFans, you get the only beards, and you do your own signature here, like pay to watch me
Oh yeah,
shave.
shave somebody's
Pay,
like name into it.
yes, once, or do the Mohican, but with the shave itself, and you
I'll
just
do the
only got one on
Wolverine. You know what
the
I'm talking
Wolverine.
about? Get the old like Hugh Jackman-esque mutton chops going in. I don't care. I'll do it.
Nice.
You'd be like, well, you're gonna wait for ages at that one. So it's inside. So, RTK says the Daddy. Which fictional character can defeat Goku outside of Dragon Ball?
Ooh, see that's a hard one, right? He's at that point now where I'm not sure if you guys keep up with Dragon Ball, but basically anyone with like the God Key's whole gimmick is they can't be defeated by joke characters, so that pretty much outrules One Punch Man from being able to take him out in one punch like he's supposed to do with like everything else. I do think a lot of those people who are like good at bending reality and a lot of things, like I don't think anybody from the Naruto verse is ever going to come close to him. Same for Bleach and One Piece and anything like that. But I mean, like, if you look towards comic book wise, like I think Superman will beat his ass 9 times out of 10, depending on which version of Superman you're using. Um,
Okay.
Darkseid probably stands a chance. I don't think Thanos ever would. I think by the time Thanos could even react, he'd be gone. I mean, unless he's got all the stones in the gauntlet. I think
True.
as far as anime characters goes, he's pretty top tier, but comic book wise, he falls short because comic books just don't like Sonic the Hedgehog. Honestly, could probably beat him with the Archie comics and the way Sonic is, because the man runs across the universe in like half a second. So
True.
like, what are you gonna do about the Hedgehog moving at Mach speeds? He's just gonna get blitzed.
Yeah, absolute insane. To be fair, Tactical. I don't know whether this was the question earlier on or anything like that, but Anubis or Ares?
It's gotta be
Anubis or
Anubis.
Ares?
As much as I love Ares because he's the big boy, and we love the thick men, it's gotta be Anubis. It's just he's fun.
Okay.
I would have to agree with you on that. Seriously, I think
Uh,
Anubis. I think Anubis for sure.
Um, I'm just going to follow the
Tactical.
answer. I'm just going to follow the answer. And
See,
if
it's hard if you're asking from like a god standpoint or you're asking from like a smite standpoint. I mean, either way, the answer to me is Anubis on this one. Same goes for the previous one. I think Surcat will beat up, best at any other means to it in their mythos. But as far as the game's concerned, I still think Anubis will dust Ares if he's smart. I mean, because Ares right now is in a really strong place and will smoke anybody if he chains them and hoses them with the flamethrower. But other than
hopefully.
that,
Tactical had said when you're talking about the shaving, he said shave out the DK on the sides.
listen, I gotta represent, right? I'll go get the
Do
whole
it.
fit. I'll tell you what, that'll be like a milestone if I start streaming the server
Hell
and we hit
yeah.
it. I'll get the whole
So-
fit. That's gonna.
All
So-
right.
So this will be the restream coming up on Monday night. It'll be, oh my god, what's
There you
going on
go.
here? This is what's going to happen. This will be the DK version on that one now. Vanilla has asked another question for everyone now. So for the first time, I think is do we need to put tactical in traffic school?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, totally. He's got the driving down pat. It's the other stuff that he's got to get schooled on.
He's gotta learn to obey the rules of the road, not just drive.
Like I said, I haven't been to the city that much, and I haven't been to the city that you guys are on. And based on what you're telling me, 2 hour 3, I've got no choice but to listen and agree with what's happened. So I'm sorry, tactical, but yeah, you need to go to driving school. On
We
that.
love you, Tactical.
I'm so sorry, mate. Tactical says Carnage and Venom and the other symbiotes would instantly win. Thick
About
boys
the Goku
on...
comment. Yeah.
okay. Thick boys on top. Again, we'll find that on there. Hopefully not literally. Hopefully literally, as what these guys are telling now.
Of course, Vanilla would say that. Of course.
Tactical says, laugh myself. GTA Heist and Payday 2. I tell you what.
Yes.
Imagine Payday 2 in that same scenario as you guys did with the GTA saga of the seatbelt incident. Imagine trying to get out of it, but he got removed. I don't know. Yeah. I think the RTK said the next one. I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so RTK, you suddenly travel back 100,000 years to a cave that will eventually be discovered by archaeologists. What do you write on the wall to mess with them?
I'll let you start this one off.
Me?
Daddy Senpai, I'll let you start this one off.
Listen, I'd have to take a page from the Mayans and just kind of make a calendar that ends abruptly in the middle of a year without warning. Just let everybody think it's the end of the world.
Right at the date they're coming.
Yeah. Right on the day that they know they're supposed to get there. That'd be great.
That would be scary if that was the exact date. As well. That would be scary as hell.
How about you, Milk?
I'll just pick. I was like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. That'll be me done. To be fair,
I would write something like fucking aliens. I would have to. I'd have to say fucking aliens. Just like in like red, like something like blood or paint or whatever. Just like, what the hell are they talking about?
I'm guessing would be blood. I think.
Could be blood.
Yeah.
You could probably find some berries or something and make it look like blood.
Yeah, but that might be deadly. That might be deadly, yeah. But deadlier.
Not if you squish them the right way. You're not eating them.
Phrasing. The
Good point. Good point. Phrasing.
Tactical says F off. I don't know why, but thanks.
we were rinsing him. That's what it is.
Poor tactical. And he says that is us playing Payday for real. That was the scenario. This seatbelt.
Tactical says he'd say Nick was here. Call this rock for a good time.
Yeah.
I love it. Tactical. I love it.
And then RTK says, "I'll just write Among Us." That is.
Listen, That was a fun game. I don't care what anybody says.
I love that
It
game. That game's
does.
amazing.
It is
Among
amazing.
Us nights too. We gotta do Among Us nights, Phasmophobia nights, a million different nights. Amongst us, amongst us.
So we'll ask you guys a question too before we
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
Sure.
anyone runs out of anything. So do you think you enjoy having additional people around, or do you think it kind of like dampers the flow of what you guys have been working on as far as the podcast goes?
I fucking love it.
Yeah, do you
I
think
love
having the
having the
extra
guests.
person like helps kind of keep the flow of things and keep a fresh perspective instead of it just being
We have a blast with our guests. We've always had a blast with our
Absolutely.
guests, right, Malk? We've always had a good time with our guests, and our guests love coming to the show. And we just, we're just pretty much just fucking around, really. We're talking about shit and just enjoying ourselves, And we get into serious conversations too. We've had some of those last season, but I mean, I love having an extra person. I enjoyed the back and forth that Malk and I have, but having a third person gives, like you said, a fresh perspective. Also, it gives an extra voice in the conversation, and we could just run on something that they said, and a lot of times the things that our guests have said have turned into like memes, right? Like what Booby Soft last season.
Oh yes, Ubisoft.
Yes.
Those were the days.
We've had a blast with all of our guests. We have such a great time. We really do. I love it. It's so much fun.
It's the adult version of Ubisoft. It's called Ubisoft.
No,
well.
didn't Jack say it was something like, like a lesbian bar? It sounded like a lesbian bar.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of true.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I love having the extra person personally. It's great.
Absolutely insane. Which was feet soft. Bloody hell,
Oh,
tactical.
contact. Okay. No king shame.
Vanilla says for everyone, would GTA RP be cool in VR or disturbing?
It'd be horrifyingly nauseous. Like you would be so nauseated the entire time you're playing, like motion sickness would take over. I don't see how it would ever work. I'll be honest with you.
I think it'd be cool, but like very easy to like get lost in what you're doing in GTA RP. Like you'd be running or trying to pretend like you're running or whatever, and if you're actually moving, you run into a wall and not even know it.
Yeah.
So like your character would be like just like stopping for no reason, and people would look at you like, "Are you okay?"
Now, like it does have the first person mode, which obviously isn't the same
Yeah.
thing, but I think it's a pretty good middle ground because even that can like destroy you with motion sickness.
Absolutely.
Tactical.
But yeah, I was gonna say if it was me, I'm trying to do that seatbelt incident, see how that would work out in VR. Just like flinked from a windshield. But I think that would have been damage limitations, to be fair. But yeah, I do agree with you, Tyler, on that. I'll if I did VR, no, it'll just
Well,
make me go sick. To be
yeah.
fair,
And then they have those vests where you can like start to feel like what's going on to your character in
Yes.
VR. Like, could you
Yeah,
imagine just getting like shanked and then just
Yeah.
feel the pain in your gut? You're like, oh no.
Talk about taking
couldn't-
immersion to a whole nother level.
Yeah. Listen,
absolutely.
that's one step away from Sword Art Online becoming a reality.
God,
Yeah.
yes. So true. So true. I haven't watched the movies. I need to watch the movies, but I've watched the seasons. Tactical goes, just wait till we're both of us are in. Ha ha ha.
Absolutely. Just wait till both of us are in. Lol. Okay, Arctic K says, "What were the dumbest lies you believed when you were a kid?"
Oh, easy. That I was my mom's favorite child. No, I'm kidding. No, probably the stork. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that was the dumbest thing I believed in. Or the tooth fairy is also pretty dumb.
Yeah, same
I
for
mean,
me.
Those are also pretty common.
I love the magical like whimsy of the things you tell kids about the tooth fairy and all that shit. But probably for me, the dumbest thing that I remember that I believed was that when I was really little, if you eat the watermelon seeds, that a watermelon is going to grow inside of you.
I heard that one too. It was the same with like anything with a seed in it. Realistically, right? If you like bit too far into the apple core, it was the same thing.
Mad.
It's like a watermelon plant or an apple tree in your stomach.
Yep.
So stupid.
Tactical says GTA RP in VR would be absolutely amazing. I bet it would. But for me, like for us, it will be a bit nauseous or something, or like being really sick afterwards. But Tactical wants it to be called Feet Soft instead of Booby Soft. That'll be the only feats.
Learning so much about you, Tactical. Damn.
Imagine
So at least you know he's a foot guy now.
Imagine being flung from the windshield in VR. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That would only be you. Well, maybe me too.
No, me. I get flung every other minute. I gotta call somebody to pick me up. That was the one instance I didn't get flung from the windshield, so I get to hold on to
it. Hey.
No, it would be cool if it was VR only server, so everyone would be in the same boat. Yeah, it could be Tactical. RTK sword art online in real life would be disastrous. Oh, okay.
It'd be pretty crazy. Not gonna
I'm
lie.
laughing.
It's pretty insane, legit. It's pretty insane.
Vanilla's on the ball tonight with these questions.
Oh shit!
For Daddy, what is the one embarrassing thing about Tactical that we do not know?
I'm interested to know too.
I don't really have anything embarrassing about him, to be fair. We haven't really been like put into a situation where any of that's come to light. But I mean, listen, if I'm ever around and I do find something out, just ask me later, and I'll make sure to bring it up.
Tune in next week on the Bish Bosh podcast to find out what happens with Tactical.
Revelations.
Yeah,
a whole new section of the podcast. Daddy Senpai stories about Tactical.
Someone needs to dish out the tea, right?
Telling you.
Absolutely. I feel bad for Tactical. I feel bad because he's just getting rinsed left, right, and beeping center everywhere he goes.
Okay, he'll get us back. He'll get us back. He always does.
It's
not like this is not a one-sided thing. Okay.
It feels like it with the windscreen shield, like seatbelt. It feels like it.
If you would have heard half the shit that he says to me in City.
Yeah,
it's just funny because all he does is brag about how he's such a good driver, and the one time I need him to actually be a good driver, he shoots out of the windshield not even 10 seconds into the chase. So he doesn't get to live it down, unfortunately. If he would have never said anything about being a good driver, it would have never happened.
Mad, absolute madness. To be fair, but yeah, absolutely insane. But like I said, it's just. If you get more of that, we'll have to bring you back in for next week and find out more info. But Tactical probably get in and say,
Luke asked if SAO has like 2 rape scenes in it. Yes, actually, there are some very, very suggestive scenes in SAO.
Not as bad as Goblin Slayer. So if you've made it through Goblin Slayer, you'll make it through Sword Art.
Yes, but there are some suggestive scenes.
Yes.
I remember one particularly.
Okay. Fair enough. Windshield gang on top.
Yeah. Windshield gang on top.
And then Tactical kept saying, "I'll get you guys back. Get in my car." That's phrasing, Tactical. Phrasing. Do you have candles?
And Olivia drives around with Line a lot, so I'm gonna be the first person to get the brunt of this shit. You know it.
Hey, listen, the city's down right now, so.
Hey.
All of 5M is down right now, so.
Oh, you heard that verse on the Bish Bosh podcast itself. So
Vanilla also said his driving was fine. His basic safety checks were off.
By the sounds of it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I think we'll probably do a few more minutes, and then we'll probably have to stop the stream, stop the podcast itself.
Oh, Tactical.
Poor Tactical.
We love you, Tactical. We do.
Tactical's thinking, bastards. Why do they do this to me? Why? Okay. Luke says, got another one.
Best we got one from RTK before that, though.
Oh, did we? Sorry. I'll get that in a minute. In a minute. Sorry. Best animated show you've seen. Okay. For me, like saying it to all of you, not Dragon Ball. Try and do it without the word Dragon Ball. With that
Invincible.
answer. Invincible. Okay, without Invincible.
Without Invincible.
Yeah.
I started watching the the Vox Machina thing, the D&D guys on Amazon. So I started watching that. That was really
hate
good.
you right now, Daddy Senpai. I was gonna start watching that tonight.
Do it.
You
It's good.
asshole. You suck.
Worst.
Ah, ah.
Oh,
I can't answer this. I haven't watched Vox Machina.
It's good. I didn't really care for them as far as like D&D things go. I was a bigger fan of Dimension 20 and Fantasy High than I was ever the other thing.
I've always been a big Critical Role fan. I came in during the Vox Machina campaign, and we got really invested in the characters, and then I watched campaign 2, which at first I didn't like as much, and then things started building and it got better. And campaign 3, I've started to really like the characters from the get go, so it's been good.
Definitely.
But I absolutely am a massive critter, like legit critter in the wild right here for real. And I'm so glad to meet a fellow partial critter. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I don't have an issue with them. It's just I like Dimension 20 more. I would like to see them animate, the whole of Fantasy High, because I thought Fantasy High was great. I like the comedic timing of the Dimension 20 guys over the Critical Role stuff.
That campaign that I'm working on, I thought about possibly streaming that.
I'm working on setting up part of the stuff I'm going to stream is going to be my D&D game when it kicks back up, if it ever does. So we're hoping that.
I would love to join your campaign.
Is this the question you was on about, Chance?
Yes.
I know, RTK. I'm so sorry about that other one. You did say that was not the question. I thought it was the question. Best animated shows. I thought that was it. Do you have candies in your car?
Probably.
No.
I can't answer that. I haven't got a car, so
there you go.
Okay, that's fair. 100%.
I'm being honest. If I did have a car, yes, I would.
Something's probably in the floorboard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, but more than likely.
Not to your knowledge.
Yeah.
Sometimes I keep the peppermints from Sonic. You're not gonna lie. Sometimes I do, but I don't have anything in there right now.
I don't know if anyone else said this question, unless I'm mistaken. Worst animated show?
That's a question, yeah.
Yeah, what worst animated show?
Because we're talking about the best.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I hated Happy Tree Friends. It was just excessive to me. I didn't really I liked the violence. I was a huge Gears of War fan, but I never really cared for Happy Tree Friends. Unironically, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show also. If I hear Leapin' Linguini one more time, it's getting burned into my brain for the rest of my life. But
nice.
It wasn't great.
Nice.
You do know you just got yourself into a lot of crap now from Tactical, because he will do something now to try and get you back. So
now he has that. Now he has that ammo. You've given that ammo to him now.
Well,
I don't know. I'm trying to think about the worst animated series. I mean, Happy Tree Friends. I didn't really get into it either. I mean, there was moments, but it was it was pretty crazy for me. And again, I'm the same way. I don't I have nothing against the violence. I used to watch Celebrity Deathmatch.
I love
just whatever.
Oh, that was class.
It was so good. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of the animated series that I've seen that didn't strike me. I just can't think of anyone right now, but there's probably one that I would never watch again, but I just can't think of it at the moment. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Fair enough. I love Celebrity Deathmatch. That was so
amazing.
That was class.
So good. It's awesome.
But there was some weird. I will say, I'm not saying it was the worst animated show, but they had some weird mashups in the boxing ring. And I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was like a girl band or something, and then buying out with a rock star, and they were just they were just doing some weird shit on there.
That does sound pretty bad.
Backstreet Boys, I'm pretty sure, was one of the ones I remember, and that one was fun.
Yeah, but at the time, you think they're doing some random shit with these plasterine.
It was claymation, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was claymation.
Which makes it even weirder, to be honest with you, somehow. But
I loved it. It was great.
I can't think of one that's a worse one at the minute from my head. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I loved the Super Mario Brothers when I was young. When I was really young. But I do agree when you're like old enough, you realise, yeah, that the voice is just gone a little bit AWOL
Terrible.
afterwards.
Every other word out of that man's mouth is leaping linguini. I swear it's bad. Every episode. Leaping linguini, Luigi. We gotta get to King Koopa and save Princess Toadstool. I'm like, yeah, no, we don't need any of this. Please stop.
uh, I don't know if RTK has asked a question or is that something different?
I think that is a question. Luke said, I have not seen a lot of anime, only all of JoJo's and Jujutsu Kaisen. And for some reason, I wanted to see Steins Gate. So far, I'm loving it. So interesting. So that's a comment about the anime we were talking about earlier.
There's a lot of good ones out there and a lot of bad ones. You just got to find out what your type is and kind of roll with it. Like I've seen some really questionable ones, like Redo of a Healer, just for the sake of watching it. Once I started it, I was like, well, I'm here. I saw the worst of it. Now I got to watch the rest of it. Same with Goblin Slayer, which I really liked. Aside from like the scenes that a lot of people find questionable, I think the plot to Goblin Slayer is really good. It was based off of the creator's D&D campaign, so like a lot of it was like decent content that I could relate to. And then there's Dragon Ball, where like I like to zone out to that because you don't need to pay attention to the story. You're just there to watch people hit each other.
That's truth, 100%.
And then if you want to laugh, just watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged because it takes the dumb stuff about Dragon Ball and it brings it up to 11.
It's so fucking funny. It's great. It's amazing. I love it.
Mad scenes, to be fair. Vanilla.
Is Omni-Man DILF material? That's a good question.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. So
sorry.
Bring him pictures of Spider-Man and he will be. I'll be honest with you. And for those of you who don't get the reference, the guy who played J. Jonah Jameson voices Omni-Man. So it goes head to toe.
No way.
That's a senpai question. So he had that.
Absolutely. Sorry. Vanilla says, for everyone, do marble statues have the right to be so attractive?
Have you seen how funny looking the guys are that make the marble statues? I don't believe so. It's like their version of like their persona. It's like their D&D character. It's who they aren't.
Yeah.
Except for David. I don't know why he modeled him like so small, if you catch my drift. It was a weird design choice.
Honestly, I mean, it was an ideological concept. So, I mean, in their mind, that was the ideal personification of beauty in the Greek Renaissance period. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a little much sometimes. No one can match up to those measurements. I'm sorry. You just can't do it. You just can't do
it. Number one, they're just shit measurements as well. They're shit, to be fair. And what the hell are they doing? They're just useless, to be fair.
Listen, the thinker's knowing what he's doing. It's in his the title.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. RTK says the Greeks made them to represent the perfect version of a human, so I guess so.
See, I mean, yeah.
But
I mean, that was their embodiment of what the perfect human should look like.
Yeah, but poor guy. They've been thinking, well, perfect guy. They're just shit on it now. Sort their shit out afterwards. Marble statues were the TikTokers of their time. Yes, absolutely. But without the application, without the phone itself. Can you imagine that? Jesus Christ! Imagine if they had the technology before we did.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ! Imagine that. Oh my
fucking
God!
Aliens, like I said.
Yeah. Imagine they had like the statues like and you're thinking no one's going to see this because they haven't got another phone installed.
Yeah.
To be fair. And they're just screwed either way, but they won't get popular still.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, I mean, it's just insane. Went from a random stuff to now marble statues.
I love it. It's the essence of our show, Malk. That's what we do.
It is. RTK. Travel back in time to hand them an unlocked phone and then just return to 2022.
That would be so good. That would be amazing.
What is this?
I would love it.
What is this?
I've got to get up for 1 second, guys.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, mate.
We're getting ready to end anyway, so.
Yeah. We'll try to be as quick as possible. Anyway, so yeah, that would be epic, but at the same time, be weird to see what they would think of in the first place, as well.
We'll take this question and maybe one more. I think will be the end of it.
So, Vanilla says, for everyone, is DLC extra content or original game content that should have been there in the first place?
I take a stance that some of it is additional content, but a lot of it just really honestly should have already been in there. But they just wanted to extend it and get everybody hyped up and have something to release while they're working on their next new game. So it really, it really depends on the DLC adds and onto the game. Though I agree with you, RTK. If it actually does give something fresh and new, like a new area or something, then yes, I can understand it being DLC. But if it's like a backstory or something, that could have already been built into the game. I mean, let's be honest. Some of it is good as DLC, some of it's not.
Yeah, but it's like, imagine buying a PS1 game, you got everything installed.
Yep.
Now, would you? Okay, imagine I know Metal Gear Solid had like 2 discs, but can you imagine if they had the first disc and you had to buy the the DLC extra? Is that extra stuff, or is that
would never have flown back in the day? You and I both know that, Milk.
Yeah,
that would never have passed back in the day.
Absolutely not.
They would not have been able to make that happen. You had to have gotten both discs. There's no way.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, imagine like you had the 1 disc and you had to like pay for extra for the second disc.
That's what I'm saying.
There was a special edition as well that had the extras in, so that was like an extra quid on. That's like a DLC. So I do think it's extra content. If it and I'm saying it all depends on the game as well, but I do think, insane stuff. Yeah,
yes, Vanilla, 100%. I'm with you on this. I remember those days.
Imagine having to buy 3 more discs for Final Fantasy. Yes.
No.
Insane.
No.
I was going to say, Tyler, welcome back. Sorry,
yes,
welcome back.
Sorry.
But yeah, the question is DLC extra content or original game content that should have been there in the first place?
It depends, realistically, right? I fail to believe that Destiny doesn't have more of this content ready when they launch their games. Like, for example, with how big of a company that is. And they charge you so much for that DLC that I'm sure some of that... I know they found, was it Destiny? I think it was. Somebody did some data mining and found content that they'd released as DLC years later was, like, partially implemented in the game beforehand. And then they were charging people all that money for it. There was some video game company that was an issue with. I think it was Destiny and the guys Bungie. But it pains me to say it as much as I do. Companies kind of scam people and screw them over out of a lot of content, I think. And as much as I was going to say, it pains me to say, Bethesda, as much as I love them, do that. They're the reasons microtransactions got so big. I don't know if you guys remember Oblivion, but they were one of the first games to really try out the microtransaction thing on the 360. And it's part of the reason that it got as big as it did, is because it worked out so well for all the tiny add-ons like the Mage Tower, Horse Armor, all those stupid little things that they charged you for.
Yep, 100%. I mean, and I was just saying that I feel like if it adds something new that is not base content, then maybe like if it's a new location or something, then yeah, I can understand paying for a DLC with a new location, a whole new set of quests and all that. But if it's like a backstory, come on, you could have thrown that shit in the game. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah.
MMOs tend to do it right. Look at WoW, look at ESO, look at SWTOR, the big 3 MMOs of like our time. And a couple others, if you want to sprinkle them in there. Star Wars Galaxies did it as well, where like when they do add stuff, they had planets and planets, they had classes, playable races, they had, mounts, events, things that they just either didn't have available technologically at the time, or they just didn't have the ability to manufacture it, or it wasn't a thought then and there. It's just because WoW hasn't really ever released a bad DLC. SWTOR's only ever gotten more popular as it's released DLC. It's just some games hit it right, and it tends to be all the MMOs, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Like, I'll never buy Destiny, right? Like, okay, they made it free. I'm still not gonna go back and pay, get the game. I bought it for the $60 both times for Destiny 1 and 2, and there's like 3 hours of story content in the first Destiny, and then like an additional 2 hours of endgame content after the fact. It was just such a waste of money.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. I believe that is it.
That's about it. Yeah, love it.
I'll
Awesome.
I tell you what, we are absolutely hitting it because I think we have surplus the time.
3:45. That's the new time. 3:43 is a new time. It'll probably be 3:45 by the time we close it out.
Yeah. Absolutely insane stuff. So, unfortunately, guys, I know you all want us to try and go as long as possible. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to stop the stream.
I would like to say I did notice that Basie had said earlier, not gonna lie, love this episode. I am happy that you've enjoyed it so much. Thank you so much. So glad for you guys all to be here.
Vanilla, I thought that we could go on.
Phrasing, Vanilla, phrasing. My favorite phrase is context. Context.
Listen, if they listen in or they see me in city through your eyes too, you're gonna know. Yeah. Allegedly is what you got to use when you're around anyone. You're not doing something wrong.
Allegedly, we allegedly hit 2 stores this week.
Try not to.
Y'all probably allegedly hit way more than me.
Yeah, but try not to get through a windscreen without the seatbelts.
No fines in the windshield.
Please.
No.
We want people surviving as well, to be fair. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for everyone.
Before we close everything out, last posture check of the day. I'm going to adjust my lumbar so it's further up so I can set a little bit higher. There we go. RTK, there's your posture check.
Cool. Just so you guys know, I almost made enough points back for all the hydrates.
Nice.
Ledge. I'll tell you what.
You'll have to use it next time.
I'll tell you what. I promise I've been pestering and waiting for this moment before we stop. Can you do this singing mode now?
No.
Yes!
You're going to have to get way more drunk.
Are you teasing us?
A bottle of wine wasn't enough? What the hell?
It's not completely empty. It's like 3/4 of the way empty.
It's not empty yet. Yet.
It will be by the end of the night.
It will be. Ledge.
He'll be singing it later.
Absolutely.
I'll let her know so she can body cam it if we're in the city.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it.
Damn. Right. I'm not going to ask on that too much on that, to be fair. So, but yeah, I mean, guys, I'll be waiting for that sing mode, and I've been disappointed.
He was absolutely he was waiting for it.
I was waiting for that, to be fair. But I'd like to say thank you to Tyler, absolutely legendary as well, for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Have you enjoyed it? That's the main thing.
Yes, of course.
Would you like to come back?
Hey, if you ever need somebody, just let me know.
I'm sure you and Tactical are going to try and sort something out to try and get yourself into this somehow.
Tactical's going to get his way into the show at some point. I'm pretty sure he's going to push his way into the show at some point.
He'll try. Listen, he's got to defend himself somehow.
He will try. 100%.
Yeah, but I thought the seatbelt was on, but it was it?
Tactical allegedly had their seatbelt. It had his seatbelt on. Yeah, he allegedly had his seatbelt on. Allegedly.
I'm still going to call this podcast the seatbelt incident as well. But I feel
One more stretch real quick while Basie is just chilling in chat. I'm on the stretch real quick. That's a good question.
So, guys, anyone that's been watching the stream, you've been absolutely amazing. And want to check one more thing as well. If you want to follow us on Twitter, for the guys that are on the screen live, check out on Retro Wolf Live and Trans Gamer. Check it out on Twitter.
It's me.
And if you want to do the same, check out the Twitch. Retro Wolf Live, same, but this time Trans Gamer Girl.
Yes, he fixed it. He fixed it.
So, and also check out the Senpai as well, aka Tyler as well. Don't miss out on the first ever stream. Well, the return of the daddy.
The re-return of the daddy Senpai.
Yes, definitely. Looking like Monday night, as long as everything holds up.
Like I said, guys, if you haven't already, go give him a follow so that when he gets started on Twitch, he's already got a head start and he's well on his way to affiliate. We want him to hit affiliate as quickly as possible. So be part of the amazing team that is the affiliates for Twitch.
You know, imagine if we got him to affiliate by the time we've
Hell
done
yeah.
at least probably about 2 episodes. So that's 2
Yeah,
weeks.
that'd be pretty epic.
That would be epic, to be fair. But that'll be
Here's hoping.
fingers crossed,
Yeah.
mate. But
100%.
thank you so much for joining in, and the very first guest of this season
course.
of the
It's
podcast.
been a pleasure.
I'm so sorry for any technical difficulties from Trance, who she's trying to do
now.
everything that she can, and also to everyone on the chat who's been absolutely amazing.
We
You've
love you
all been,
guys. Y'all are
and
amazing. All the love to all of you.
I cannot believe the chat exploded. I
It's
cannot
great.
believe that it was exploded. But
We had so many
you-
people here. It was amazing. I loved it.
I know we had
Happy.
about 10 or 11 at one point. It was
Yeah, it was
insane.
amazing.
But like I said, guys, I'll be well. I'm not sure what we're gonna have next week. If we're gonna have a streamer popping in, probably,
We'll let you know.
probably. We'll have to wait and see how it all goes out with Tactical. That might be the next person. We never know. He's just trying to defend
He's gonna
himself. from
try.
Nectar.
He's gonna
gonna
try.
try.
You know he
He's gonna
is.
He's gonna try his best. To be fair, poor bugger. But yeah, like I said, guys, we're not sure what's going to happen with the streamer itself. We're not sure yet. But if we're not, we're still going to try.
It'll still be us.
It'll still be
Still
us.
be us.
Yes, I was. Yeah, still be us.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it'll still be us. Basically, we could do the open discussion, like the off topic that we have always been doing from last week, or might be doing something a
Fun.
little bit different. We'll never know. We'll just find out to see if we do get another streamer in. If we can get the return of some of the streamers, would be fantastic as well. We'll try and get that sorted as well.
Absolutely.
We're not going to say, Tyler.
Basie says he should be free. We should
Oh.
get
There you go.
Basie, and we tried to get him in last season, and it didn't work out for any of us.
So if
So
Basie
yeah,
so if Basie
Basie is
free,
a tentative for sure, definitely.
if free
All
next
right.
week, we'll try and sort that out as well.
Yeah. Let me know, Basie.
Yeah, but
me
yeah,
up.
but like I said, thank you to Tyler, absolute legendary. I wish you all the very
course.
best. I wish you have the very best of luck in your streaming, your stream career as well. And I wish you all the very best. I'm sure you'll
A lot
be
of rees.
without
That's much better.
as well. Can I just say thank you to the legendary? I can't try and get the hour right. The legendary,
Me.
the hostess with the mostess is. There we go. Nice one, Tyler.
Aw, thank you.
There you go, Trans Gamer Girl. Thank you so much for the notes and everything that you've been doing each and every single week and getting me out of the shit as always. To be fair. But yeah, I was your host with the most, Mark, aka Retro Wolf Live.
Yeah.
Check it out on the Twitch and Twitter. We'll be back next week for the podcast. I'm not sure when you're back on for your streaming side. Are you
Monday.
back on Monday?
Monday.
Okay, so Trans will be back on Monday. All being well, I should be back
Mm.
on tomorrow for some random stream. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. All being well, but if not, I'll see you all next week for the Bish Bash Bosh podcast. Cheers for that, guys. Stay safe and keep it easy. And always, each and every single week, stay classy as well. Cheers for that,
Love
guys.
you guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye bye. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.